Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime and go time. Welcome to a very special edition of the Archerverse. Yes, we are starting things off just a little differently tonight. We are going to allow the show to create the electricity, do the electrifying, and create the hype. We do have a 9-match absolute fire card, 7 championship matches, including a YTD Academy championship matchup to start the evening. But it is a very special evening. It is a little bit bittersweet, but it is a very special evening. We're going to have a tribute to not just Her Majesty the Queen, who the world lost today, so rest in peace to the great ruler that left the world today. We're also going to pay tribute to the history of British and United Kingdom wrestling in professional wrestling. Tonight we are going to see superstar wrestlers from Britain and the UK taking on superstars and champions from the Archerverse. It's going to be an absolute fire evening. But first, we're going to get things started. Of course, we're going to invite Woozy from One Woozy TV onto the broadcast in just a moment. And we are going to be discussing what's gone on in his day. We've got some discussion about some happenings in the world of professional wrestling. And, of course, I also have, in addition to a tribute to British and United Kingdom wrestling, again, we are going to pay tribute to the great ruler. I do have a list of 10 very interesting facts that you may or may not know about the great Queen Elizabeth II. Now, again, some people are going to be mourning the passing of the great leader, and others may feel disconnected. Others may not have an opinion. All that is okay. And feel free to share your opinion. Feel free to share any stories you may have, or if you have a connection, personal or otherwise, to the British monarchy. It is absolutely okay to have your own opinion. We aren't here to piss the British monarchy, their rule, or how you should feel about Queen Elizabeth II on you. We are here because many people are mourning the fact that we have lost one of the greatest and longest reigning ruler of the world, the great Queen Elizabeth II. So, again, I do have a list I'm going to be reading about the great leader, and, of course, we're going to be paying tribute to professional wrestling's finest, and many of them came from the UK and Britain, as superstars from Britain and the UK take on Wrestle Wars superstars and champions in an epic 9-match card, 7 championship matches. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get to any of that, we want to invite our co-host with the most onto the broadcast from One Woozy TV. Woozy, welcome to episode number 378 tonight. Which of course I normally say that at the very beginning, but of course we are opening the show just a little differently tonight. A little less hype tonight because it is a very special night. It is a night to pay tribute. So we're going to allow the show to do the electrifying. We're going to allow the show to create the hype. We do not need to do that ourselves. We have business to take care of. But we do. But before we get to any of that, how was your day? What's new and exciting? Anything?
I played some wrestling today with Outcast gameplays.
By the way, appreciate you leading Outcast gameplays to the Archerverse. It was a true pleasure to have somebody that speaks almost as much as me on the show. I bet you he feels a little showed up and figuring out ways he can talk faster so that he can try and upstage the host with the most. But no, it was a pleasure to have him on. He seemed to have a really good time. He's knowledgeable, and I think the more comfortable he gets, the more he'll understand his role, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I do.
But I'm glad he had a good time, though. That's the most important thing, right? That is the most important thing. But yeah, so you played wrestling with the Outcast gameplays. Now, were you guys playing in your own universe, or were you playing online, or what was going on there? You're playing online?
Matches. And also play some Wheel of Fortune.
Right? Wait. You played Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
You play... Okay. Can we explain how we went from wrestling to Wheel of Fortune? I'm intrigued. I am completely intrigued.
I have no idea.
Okay. Interesting. And how did that go? And what version of Wheel of Fortune?
Just a basic one. Not the one that has Jeopardy with it. Just regular Wheel of Fortune.
look at that. Bucket Phenom jumps in and immediately requests a YouTube title op. Tyler Bronco and Team Bucket Phenom apparently want the European Championship. Which I'm going to be slightly altering that, by the way. I love the European Championship. I don't like the design I have for it, so do expect that to change. I'll bet you many of you already did when you saw that title come out. I don't know why I use that particular design. I think anybody knows anytime you see a belt design like that, I'm probably going to end up changing it. I don't know why I do it. For some reason, I like the idea of that particular title plate, but it looks dumb on every single solitary belt strap you put it on. Even the original, like even the strap it's meant to be on doesn't look right with it. But the title plate could be, if they would just have a better, what it would be good on is, you know, the belt strap they use for the up, down, down championship. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No, I do not.
Okay, so it's the one that basically looks like a diamond-shaped belt strap.
Okay.
Or a star, shuriken, I don't know, something like that. Something along those lines. But, yeah. It would look good on that. The problem is, for some reason, when you put title plates on that particular belt, it shrinks them. If it didn't do that, it would be perfect. But yeah.
That's fucking
so there's
weird.
that. Bucket Phenom says, I want it back. Hey, Alyssa, how's it going? Welcome into the show. Welcome to episode number 378.
Hey, DC, how you doing?
But, Alyssa, I appreciate if you behave yourself tonight. It is a tribute show. So try to keep the sucks and other stuff to a low key, please. Anyways, so you played Wheel of Fortune. Did you win?
Sometimes it was back and forth.
It was back and forth.
Yeah,
what was the most amount of money you won? I gotta tell you, I'm very good at Wheel of Fortune. I wish I could get on the show. I really do. I would love to be a contestant on Wheel of Fortune. That's a show I was always very, very... I used to piss my dad right off because we would watch that show as a family. And a lot of the time, after 3 or 4 letters pop up, I would know the whole puzzle, and I'd blurt it out. And by the end of it, I'd be right, and he'd be like, "How'd you know that? I hate this show." It was funny. It would be okay if he guessed it, right? Sometimes I would just be silent and pretend I didn't know, and I would just let them guess. But yeah, it was okay if they knew first. But if I knew first, that was not okay. It was not okay.
But what's funny is the main puzzles I would suck on, but when it comes to the bonus round, bam, right then and there.
Glenola shouted himself out. Now, welcome in, Glenola.
Hey, Glenola.
I mean, actually, Glenola was already here because he was doing shoutouts, so, which I appreciate, by the way, Glenola. I already shouted at Bucket Phenom, Alyssa. Yes, Alyssa, I noticed, has a new channel. She actually has a new channel, so if anybody hasn't already, you guys can jump on over to her channel and follow. She's planning on, I assume, playing some 8-ball pool and whatever else she decides to stream live on her channel, so check it out when you're able to. But anyways, yeah, so Wheel of Fortune and wrestling. So what happened in wrestling? We never got to that because I got sidetracked by the whole Wheel of Fortune piece. I mean, that threw me for a loop. I was not expecting to hear Wheel of Fortune. I mean, you know, I would have, if I was to guess what you were playing, I would have thought, okay, you probably played a little Fortnite. You got into that recently. Definitely probably got into some GTA. I would have seen wrestling at some point too, even. But Wheel of Fortune? Wheel of Fortune was not even in my top 100 of games that I might think you were playing. That's hilarious. And by the way, DC, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. Blind Locksmith, welcome in. I really like, you know, I know many of you were split on whether or not you like having the chat showing up on the screen. I actually like that the full show is on the screen and not the chat. I also like the fact that with the chat off, I have the text-to-voice working, so I'm a lot more easy able to pay attention to the chat during shows. I miss a lot less. it reminds me that I need to catch up on the chat and or pay closer attention while I'm doing what we're doing. So it's kind of nice. It's almost like having somebody from the video production truck in my ear. Except for it's you guys.
So yeah, wrestling was fun. We did some fatal 5-way matches, some fatal 4-way, some single matches.
DC says she can hear the show twice. You might have heard my mic pick up my phone. I leaned forward. I do have my dashboard on. I forgot to turn it down. It could have been me. That or it was on Woozy's end. I'm not sure, but I just turned it down, so that shouldn't be a problem now. But yeah. Blind Locksmith, welcome in. What's going on, Lock?
Yes, welcome in, Lock. How you doing?
So we do have bad Archer, good Archer. Make up your mind. Am I bad or good? Am I in between? Good Lord. I am a neutral. Anyways, I'm not face, nor am I heel. As is the case with Elijah Archer, technically speaking. But anyways, yeah, so we got a fire night tonight. Again, for those that are just getting here, tonight is both a tribute to the Queen, the great Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, who sadly, for many, maybe not for some, again, I said this earlier, some may have no connection at all. Maybe some may feel completely disconnected for many reasons. I know people of color have had not necessarily the greatest relationship with the British monarchy over time. So there's many reasons why some people may have a very disconnected feeling, and others may be completely connected and or in mourning, because at the end of the day, and for Canadians, I'm obviously many of you know, or if you don't know, you know now, I'm Canadian, and here in Canada, the British monarchy plays a big part in our history, our government. They're even on our currency, and they've been very good to Canada. I can't say the same for other countries during colonization and a bunch of other things, but they've been very good to Canada. And it didn't matter if you're a person of color or you're not a person of color. They've been very good to Canadians. And they do actually still own our land. We are an independent country, but they own our land. A lot of people don't know that. Apparently the government of Canada never decided it was important enough to purchase our own land. I gotta be honest, that still baffles me a little bit. I'm Canadian, and I don't understand why we don't own our land. But anyways, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the coronation of the king and what the king is going to do. We haven't been ruled by a king in a long time. And we all know that the attempts at maintaining peace, you know, with the UK and Britain, that was a big thing. The Queen was not a big fan of going to war, right? However, we all know the history of kings in the UK and Britain, and of course they play a very big part in the British military, the Royal Navy, and a bunch of other things. So it's going to be interesting to see if they end up playing a bigger part with their military over time, and some of the changes that are going to be made, because you know there's going to be changes with the British monarchy as Charles takes over. You know, because it's not William's time yet. For those that don't know, it will not be William taking the throne. It will be Prince Charles, at least probably for a couple of decades, I'm assuming. How old is Charles? He would be... Can you fact check this for me, Woozy? How old would Prince Charles be? Was he be in his 60s or early 70s?
Who, Prince Charles?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
I mean, if he lives as long as his mother, I assume he's going to rule for at least 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously not going to get a chance to rule as long as his mother did.
He is 73.
73, right? So he could rule for 23 years if he lives as long as his mother did. And let's face it, the royal family tends to live a long time, all of them. Now, they can afford to. So there's that. You know, sometimes it pays to be well off if you spend your monies in the right way, but they all have the finest chefs. You know what I mean? Dietary. They don't have to worry about too much in comparison to regular people. But anyways, so tonight we are going to, I personally have a list, 10 very interesting facts about Her Majesty the Queen, just as a bit of a tribute to the great leader that we have lost. And as the show begins, we are also going to have a moment of silence in homage to the passing of the great lady. And again, Canadians hold a deep respect for the Queen. She's on our currency. And again, the monarchy themselves were very good to Canada. And so Canadians as a whole, we don't necessarily like the entire history of the British monarchy, but Queen Elizabeth isn't the entire history of the British monarchy. Did she play a part in some of the regulations, rules, other such things that took place thereafter? Yes, but I mean, changes had to be made all across the world. And if we're going to point out how British colonists chose to treat people of color, we're going to have to point fingers in other directions too, right? So we're not going to go there. But we are going to pay tribute for those that do care to pay tribute. And if you don't, that's fine. Hey, if anybody has an opinion, a story, something they'd like to share with us about the Queen, feel free to do so. We are not here to tell you you're wrong. We are not going to tell you your opinion. If you tell us you do not like the British monarchy, you have no connection, feel no connection whatsoever to Queen Elizabeth, that is okay. That is okay. That is fine. But we are still going to run down our list of 10 interesting facts. We are going to have our moment of silence because she is a great lady, and she did pass on. And whether we felt connected or did not feel connected, she was also the world's longest living leader. And that says something in itself, right? Her people nor her government tried to overthrow her, ever. There was no mutiny. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So, and she, again, for many, she's respected globally. The dirt sheets, well, I mean, we do have a little bit of information to play. We're not going to touch base too much on the dirt sheets tonight. Woozy's got 3 great lists tonight. I have my list concerning the Queen. We're going to have our moment of silence as the show starts, and again, we're going to let the show create the buzz tonight for once. Instead of just me opening the show, immediately trying to create hype. As you all saw, I opened up the show just a little different tonight. Break time notice when I want. Thank you very much, Glenola. I really appreciate that. So we're a little less hype tonight, but again, the show itself is going to be hype. It will, believe me. Wait until you see the lineup for tonight. Again, we have some of the very finest superstars from Britain and the United Kingdom, all challenging Wrestle Wars champions and superstars all night long. 7 championship matches. We're going to open up with a YTD Academy match, and we're going to jump right into Archer vs. Wrestle Wars matches. We have a couple non-title matches, but still have UK and British superstars challenging Wrestle Wars superstars. So it is going to be a great evening of matches, and we're going to have a good time regardless. But, considering circumstances and things that have transpired, I just thought it was a little bit more prudent, if you will, to start off on just a little bit less of a hype level. If you know what I mean.
I do.
But before we start talking about that kind of stuff, but I do want to ask Woozy, how do you feel about the Queen? Glenola, I know you're not on the broadcast yet, still taking your treatment, but actually, you know what? I'll wait until you're on the broadcast to ask. Woozy, you have a break time notice as well. And by the way, nobody redeem open the betting lines. I'm going to open them all night long at no cost tonight.
Oh shit, I already did redeem it then.
Oh, did you? Oh, just refund yourself.
I have no clue how to do that. I'm on my tablet right now.
Oh, you're on a tablet. So you got to go into... you should have to go into the dashboard and then go to... why can't I think of it off the top of my head when I want to? You have to go into like the stream edit.
Do I have access to that?
I mean, you should. You're a mod. Or ask Glenola how he does it. Maybe I'm wrong. Fully open those betting lines, TBS says. If we are not dropping pounds, we're not honoring the Queen right. All right, fine. Okay. I will not dispute that. TBS says he would like to open the betting lines. So we will allow him to do that. He says if we are not dropping pounds, yes, sterling, tonight we are not honoring the Queen right. So we will honor his request to open the betting lines and drop those pounds. Are Joe or Glenn on PC? I believe that Glenn is.
Joe, I'm on a tablet.
Yeah, DC's on a tablet. Or not DC. Woozy's on a tablet, DC.
Choices 765 the number to win a YTD championship matches 987 last. Skipping the rest.
Glenola refunded. Oh, okay.
You.
Thanks, Glenola. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Glenola. Appreciate that, my friend.
All right. So, but anyways, yeah. How do you feel about the Queen?
I mean, I didn't really know anything about her, to be honest. And like I was saying earlier, is anytime anyone dies, it's a sad moment. So that's how I feel. Cause I don't know anything really about her. To be fair.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there might be many people here tonight that don't know much about the Queen. I'm gonna change that a little bit. Again, I brought you. I'm not gonna discuss the negativity of the British monarchy in the past. We all know stories throughout time involving colonization and many other things. And again, if we're going to point fingers at the British monarchy and the rule of England and many other, then we got to point fingers in the other direction too, because other countries still to this day have way more racism in their country than they need to. Just ask J Negative Gaming. But we are going to pay a respect to the passing of the longest living leader the world has ever seen, and for many perceived as a very great lady. Right? And again, for us Canadians, we perceive not necessarily the entire British monarchy and their history, but we hold Queen Elizabeth II to a great respect. Blind Locksmith says, I respect her as a leader, but I am not saddened by it. I don't have that emotion. Fair enough. And I mean, do you don't have that emotion towards the Queen, or you just don't have those kinds of emotions? Like, do you have a condition that it kind of scales your emotions back a little bit compared to the way we may feel about things like that? In the Motor Brigade, she would, up until her last couple of years, work on her own cars in her free time. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really great stories. Yeah, TBS, if you've got stories, do share them. I will read whatever you are telling us. Yeah, pretty much. So you do have a condition? Okay. Okay, I think you've alluded to that a little bit before. I just really didn't want to come out and ask, but now I just, well, kind of did. But that's okay. We do not care what kind of challenges everybody has, because the Fam Jam is just that. Doesn't matter if you have challenges, no challenges, disabilities, no disabilities. Although it is kind of fun to make fun of Christian Cool. So there's that. But yeah, I heard that she did work on her own cars, yeah. That's very interesting, especially considering the age of the woman. Right?
Exactly.
Now TBS says up until the last couple of years, so she was 96 when she passed. So let's say up until she was 90 even, right? That's amazing that she would get out and do things like that. Now, I'm sure she had help and blah, 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 but the fact that she wanted to be there while her own cars were being serviced and help work on them at 90 years of age, that's incredible, right? Incredible. We all wish we are able and capable and to do things like that as we age. But yeah, TBS, do you have anything else you could share? Rocker Ass 40, bro. What? No speak Espanol. I love that she never needed a license. Her license was her face, or she could just pull out a hundo. Yeah. Yo, Rocker Rafts, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Wolves Den. Welcome to the Fam Jam, and welcome to episode number 378 here at the Archiverse. Bit of a scaled-back show tonight. The action in the ring is going to be absolute fire, but a little less hype to begin the show. Usually we are already partying, but tonight we have other things to take care of that requires just a little less hype, wouldn't you say, Woozy?
I would, yeah.
Yeah. Requires a little less hype. Glanola says she loved the drive. Best part was she did not have a license because the license are issued in the name of the Queen. Yeah. Be interesting to see, because I know we have many followers from the UK and Britain and surrounding area. It'll be interesting to see if other people have stories to share. Or TBS says she also couldn't break any laws because they are also in her name, so she could murder someone in the streets and not shit could be done about it. Nice. See, and that never took place. So imagine in the hands of the wrong ruler what they would do with that.
I don't even want to imagine.
Right? Crazy. But anyways, we're going to be talking a little bit more of that in just a little minute. I know Woozy has had things he's wanted to discuss all night long concerning AEW. It's the only little bit of dirt sheets we're actually going to discuss tonight. We're going to keep the dirt sheets to a minimal tonight, and that way we can get on with the show. But, so what's going on in the dirt sheets that you were so excited about, Woozy?
So MJF came back at All Out Sunday.
Right.
And he won the ladder match with help, of course. So then he comes out Wednesday, gave him a live mic time, which was a big mistake in my opinion. He trolled to begin with. He was being all nice, wearing a jersey, shit like that. But then Moxley came out and told him he's full of shit. Ended up being full of shit. He basically say he wants to work for a company that his best friend Cody Rhodes is at, and then he said he's gonna work for his personal mentor, the Game. And he also said, ladies and gentlemen, because that is what's best for business.
Well, it's interesting that. Yeah, I was just going to say it's interesting that I want to know more about this personal mentor piece.
I do too.
Now I'm sure that all that is going to come out later, but I'll be honest, I fully expect MJF to end up in WWE. I think if anybody expects that MJF is just going to remain in AEW, I think you're sorry about your damn luck. It's not going to happen. I mean, one of his main goals is to wrestle at WrestleMania, and he's got people he would like to do that with as well. I mean, he's got goals, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think, it doesn't matter where you work. If you've got a goal and something you'd like to accomplish within a company, then you should set that goal and reach it. In this case, he's starting out his career in AEW, and he's got a goal that he eventually one day would like to be at WrestleMania. Now, I think that's going to end up happening a lot sooner than he probably thought, especially with everything that's transpired, and I'm okay with that, to be fair, because the WWE will take... Because let's face it, MJF is still as good as he is, because he's pretty good, right? MJF he's really good on the microphone. He's pretty good in the ring. He's still, in my opinion, botches a little too much. So that said, he's still a little bit green still, right? So yeah. So WWE will help that and will elevate him to the next level. Then they will unleash him and let him go. With the new regime, of course.
I'm glad you mentioned that you're curious about personal mentorship, because I found an article stating personal mentorship regarding Triple H and MJF.
Oh, cool. Okay, let's go.
It says here, MJF is headed to WWE. Wrestling World erupts into predictions on top star potentially crossing over to AEW's competitor under Triple H's mentorship. And this was modified August 31st, 2022. It says here, over the past few weeks, there have been rumors about MJF potentially returning to AEW at All Out. However, a section of the wrestling world has also predicted him to jump ship to WWE. Wardlow recently cited how things had gone sour between them before their match at Double or Nothing, thus seemingly decreasing the odds of the Salt of the Earth's return to the Tony Khan-led promotion. He was last seen on AEW television in June during a furious rant against the company's president and promotion as a whole. The Dynamite Diamond Ring winner has since not been in sight at any wrestling platform or social media. It's as though he has fallen off the face of the planet. Despite the sound of crickets from the 26-year-old in AEW's end on the matter, the wrestling fraternity often expresses its theories for a possible return or their star possibly jumping ship to WWE. On the other hand, Triple H has pulled out all the stops at getting back performers previously released by WWE. Here are some notable speculations about the former Pinnacle leader's future in the wrestling business. Another user highlighted MJF's past claims about being attracted to companies that offered more money. And that's all I see here.
Interesting.
Yes.
TBS says, you think MJF will go NXT or straight to main roster?
That is a good
Okay,
question.
so are you asking me what I think or what I want to happen? Because that's two different things. I can tell you what I think, or I can tell you what I want to happen. What do I think? I think they jump him to the main roster. I think he's going to create a lot of hype in the time period he has left in AEW before he goes to WWE. And I think they're going to jump him to the main roster. What I would like him to do is leave AEW, stay off television for 90 days or so, just like a no-compete clause, and then work his way into the company through NXT. Now, if he's on the main roster 6 months later, I'm okay with that. But to me, MJF is still as good as he is. And believe me, he is going to be bigger. But right now, my opinion, I don't speak for anybody else, but my opinion is he is a lesser version of The Miz. That statement still holds true. And I don't think they should jump him to the main roster. I think they should slowly work him, guide him, help smoothen out his movements in the ring, because he still botches a little too much for a main eventer. Because, I mean, AEW's pushed him as a main eventer, so they're going to do the same. They're going to bring him in as a main eventer. But there's things that could be done to make that process smoother and better and make his ascension to the top quicker. But again, they're probably not going to do that, because he is going to garner a lot of attention, a lot of hype, because and AEW is smart to allow it to happen, because WWE fans will pay attention at least during that segment, right, to see what's going on until MJF arrives at the big dance. But you know what I mean? That's if I was booking, and it was me bringing him in, that's what I would do. He would be off television for a good 90 days. He'd be off doing some house shows under the radar so he could keep his in-ring work going. He'd be signing some autographs, getting to know the WWE Universe, and then he would be introduced to NXT for at least 6 months, win the NXT Championship, and then go on to probably, I would place him on Monday Night Raw. I think he is the type of guy that does belong on Monday Night Raw. Whether or not they put him on Raw first or send him to SmackDown, I don't know, but I would just send him to Raw at that point.
I agree with you, but I don't agree. I think what they will do is probably bring him in, change his name.
No, there's no more name changes. Vince McMahon's gone, man.
That is true.
Tommaso Ciampa is getting his name back. They're all getting their names back. They're not. They've already stated that when they don't care where wrestlers come from. If they've made it, they're going to bring them in as they've made it. Triple H already made that statement. So there is no more name changes unless they decide to do that as something they decide to do together. For instance, Jon Moxley will probably come back as Jon Moxley. Malachi Black will likely come back as Malachi Black. It doesn't make much it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to change him back. You know what I mean? And look what it did for Cody Rhodes.
Exactly. I'll bring him back and then let him keep the same theme song.
You know what they could do? Bring him back as Aleister Malachi Black. And then it won't matter what he chooses to use.
That is true, too.
Yeah. Malachi could be his, or maybe through storyline, Malachi ends up actually being his first name. Right? But yeah, so interesting. And again, MJF is going to be in the WWE, whether anybody likes it or not. That's just going to happen. That's what happens to people that are elite level superstars, and he's on his way to being just that. So
exactly. I see within the next 2 years he will be in WWE.
Yep, unless they work something out and he can go to the WWE sooner, which could happen. You never know. WWE and AEW might eventually reach an agreement of some sorts to make that happen. It could happen. There's a lot of possibilities now, right? A lot of possibilities. But yeah, I mean, other than that, anything else going on?
No.
No? Nothing that we really need to touch base on? We can wait probably till tomorrow night?
Yeah, we can wait till tomorrow.
All right, excellent. All right, so before we get the show on the go, and of course, again, as we start the show, we are going to have a moment of silence in honor of and to pay tribute to Her Majesty the Queen that passed away earlier today. But before we get there, I am going to go down a list that I have found, and it is very interesting. So this is 10 interesting facts about Queen Elizabeth II, and this is what's going to lead into our moment of silence. I will get the show on the go. I will open the betting lines during that moment of silence, and of course, once the moment of silence is up, you'll know because the show will actually commence. And of course, Woozy will begin his list for One Woozy TV. At that course, I at that point I will just remain silent, grab my drink, and come back instead of coming back, and saying, "Okay, I'm going to get a drink." But anyways, that is then. This is now. So 10 interesting facts about Queen Elizabeth II. Now this is the Canadian Encyclopedia, and it was an article published by Carolyn Harris. And it was actually published this past January and just recently updated and edited September the 8th, which is today. But anyways, in 2022, Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her Platinum Jubilee, the 70th anniversary of her ascension to the throne. Over the course of her record-breaking reign, the Queen witnessed unprecedented social, cultural, and political change and traveled extensively through the United Kingdom, Canada, and the wider Commonwealth. Here are 10 interesting facts about the long and eventful life and reign of Queen Elizabeth II. And by the way, if you haven't already seen the biopic of Queen Elizabeth, and I did watch it, I took a long time before I actually did take the time to watch that movie. I did finally watch it, and I got to be honest, I was impressed. I didn't expect it to be that good. It was actually pretty well done. But anyways, number 1, she was born in a London townhouse. So the future Queen Elizabeth II was born on April the 21st, 1926. So although she was the first child of Duke and Duchess of York, the future King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, and the eldest granddaughter of King George V, she was not born in a palace. Instead, she was born at 17 Bruton Street in the Mayfair neighborhood of London, in a townhouse that belonged to her Scottish maternal grandparents, the Earl and Countess of Strathmore. The house was actually demolished in 1937. There is now an office building and a Chinese restaurant on that site. Number 2, she was the first female member of the royal family to become a full-time active member of the British Armed Forces, which, by the way, was a big deal for not just the Queen, but also a big deal for women in general, worldwide, that saw that happen. Specifically in, of course, Britain and the UK, right? But anyways, previous princesses, such as Princess Patricia of, I believe it's pronounced Connaught, and served as the honorary Colonel-in-Chief of the military regiment, but the future Queen Elizabeth II assumed a more active role during the Second World War. In 1945, she joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service as a second subaltern and learned to drive and service vehicles. So there's where her love of vehicles came from, likely. Was from the military. Interesting, no? 5 months later, she was promoted to junior commander. On Victory in Europe Day, she joined the street parties in London, inauspicious in her military uniform. As the monarch, the Queen was head of the British Armed Forces. Number 3, she promised to devote her life to public service on her 21st birthday. In 1947, the future Queen Elizabeth II participated in her first overseas tour, traveling to South Africa and what is now Zimbabwe with her parents and younger sister, Princess Margaret. Princess Elizabeth celebrated her 21st birthday during the tour. In a radio broadcast from Cape Town, she committed herself to a lifetime of public service and devoted to the Commonwealth, stating, "I declare before all of you that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong." Discipline of Darkness, I have Ivan Brown and Annabelle updated my hashtag. Excellent. Disciple of Darkness, welcome back to the Archiverse. Welcome into the show, episode number 378. We're just about to pay a bit of a tribute to the great Queen Elizabeth II that passed away today. Just doing a top 10 interesting facts about the Queen herself. Then we're going to have a moment of silence as we begin a show that is going to be dedicated to the history of the great British and United Kingdom wrestlers in professional wrestling. We're going to have British and United Kingdom wrestlers challenging Wrestle War superstars and champions all night long. So that is good to hear, Disciple of Darkness. I'll make sure I get to Ivan Brown and Annabelle inked to new contracts. That is fantastic. Did you already put those hashtags into the Inca contract section? Because that would be fantastic. It would be great to have both Annabelle and Ivan Brown back doing their thing. It's been a hot minute. Fantastic. Welcome back. Distinct says, I can't believe she is gone. I actually like that one. Yeah, it is definitely, I mean, it's kind of surreal, right? Because for me, I mean, I'm only 45 this year, so she is the only British ruler that I knew. Right? She's the only one. She was ruling 30 years before I was even born. So, but again, I'm Canadian, so we have a different perspective of the Queen, and we have a closer connection to than maybe many others. She's been very involved with the government. The British monarchy in general has been great to Canada, and there's a lot of different reasons that we pay homage to the great Queen. And of course, our country and Prime Minister, our government, will be, of course, mourning her death over the next few days. So, you can't believe she's 96-year-old woman. Well, I don't think it's the fact that she's 96 and died TBS. It's more the fact that it's surreal because she was the only ruler we all knew. She was just kind of always there, and now she's just gone, right? Is probably what I think she means. But anyways, number 4 on the list. She received more than 2,500 wedding gifts when she married Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, in 1947. So after the engagement of Princess Elizabeth to Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten, Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark, it was pronounced on the 9th of July 1947. Invited wedding guests and members of the public sent gifts to celebrate the occasion. Canadian Prime Minister at the time, William Lyon Mackenzie King, sent antique silverware and a mink coat as the official wedding gifts from Canada. Since food and clothing rationing was still in force in the United Kingdom after the Second World War, members of the public around the world sent tinned food, which was redistributed to people in need, and nylon stockings. Elizabeth and Philip were married at Westminster Abbey in London on the 20th of November 1947. The Queen and Prince Philip were married for 73 years until Philip's death on April 9th, 2021. They have 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 12 great-grandchildren. Number 5. She was the first monarch to be crowned in a televised coronation ceremony. And we have a new YouTube subscriber. Thank you very much. I don't know if you're here on YouTube enjoying the show, but this is not YouTube, it is Twitch. Thank you for the subscribe on YouTube, though. In case you are here. TC says, to be honest, I kind of believe she had a deal with someone I won't mention, and that she was immortal because of it. Blind Moxman says, how did she die? She was 96. A light of gust of wind could have taken her to Oz, and no one would have known. Disciple of Darkness says, my dad passed away at age 59, May 15, 2021. Sorry to hear about that. Our condolences. It's never a good time when you lose a family member. Gloria says, my dad is 77. He was a baby when she was coronated. Yeah. Yeah, wait, what was did your dad have anything to say about the passing of the Queen, Glenola? Now that you've said that, and I'll get back to that in a moment while I continue the list. So yeah, she was the first monarch to be crowned in a televised coronation ceremony. So Queen Elizabeth II succeeded to the throne on the 6th of February 1952 upon the death of her father, King George VI. On the 2nd of June 1953, her coronation took place in Westminster Abbey. She was the first monarch to be crowned Queen of Canada. The coronation service is more than 1,000 years old, dating from 973. But there was a modern innovation at the 1953 ceremony. For the first time, television cameras were invited to the Westminster Abbey to film the rituals, except for the sacred anointing of the monarch with holy oil. An estimated 277 million people around the world watched the coronation on television, many purchasing their first television set for the occasion. So imagine how many more people that would have been now, because 277 million probably more like 1 billion now.
Easy.
Number 6. She was the first monarch to open Parliament in Canada. On the 14th of October 1957, Queen Elizabeth II became the first sovereign to open a session of Canada's Parliament in person. She read the speech from the throne, a duty usually undertaken by her representative in Canada, the Governor-General. In her 1957 Christmas broadcast, the Queen reflected on the historic moments, stating, "Last October, I opened the new Canadian Parliament, and as you know, this was the first time that any sovereign had done so in Ottawa. Once again, I was overwhelmed by the loyalty and enthusiasm of my Canadian people." And it is still very much the same way today. We are very much still connected to the British monarchy. That is just how that is. Again, many of us are intelligent enough to know that we can't parade and celebrate the entire history of the British monarchy. But there were many reasons to celebrate the great Queen Elizabeth II. And I'm sure for those that were under her rule and those that feel disconnected by the British monarchy, there are many reasons you don't feel the same, but that's okay. But yes, we are loyal to the Queen and the British monarchy, and again, many of us and our government will be mourning the passing of the great leader. Number 7, she owned more than 30 corgis over the course of her lifetime. The Queen's hobbies included spending time in the countryside, horseback riding, and walking her dogs. Her preferred breed of dog was the Pembroke Welsh Corgi. She bought her Corgi, Susan. She named the dog Susan. Dog's name is Susan. It's the Royal Corgi's dog name is Susan. I mean, okay. Susan. On her honeymoon in 1947, and received a Corgi puppy as a gift from the members of her family in the spring of 2021. The Royal Corgis became a part of the Queen's public image. A British coin commemorating Elizabeth's Golden Jubilee in 2002 depicted the monarch with a Corgi. Vanity Fair magazine cover marking her 90th birthday showed the Queen with 4 of her dogs. As the opening ceremony of the 2012 Olympic Summer Games in London, the Queen and her corgis appeared in video with actor Daniel Craig as James Bond. Number 8. She is the head of a Commonwealth for 54 nations. So the Queen's father, King George VI, was the first monarch to be formally styled as head of the Commonwealth. The Queen made her role as head of the Commonwealth a priority throughout her reign, attending almost every Commonwealth's head of government, meeting with the traveling extensively throughout the Commonwealth. Today, the Commonwealth comprises 54 independent nations, including 14 Commonwealth realms such as Canada, where the Queen is head of state. The relationship between the royal family and the Commonwealth will continue into the next reign. At the 2018 Commonwealth Head of the Government meetings in the United Kingdom, Commonwealth leaders agreed that the Queen's eldest son and heir, Prince Charles, will be the next head of the Commonwealth. Number 9. She is the most well-traveled monarch in history. The Queen's parents and grandparents traveled extensively in the British Empire and then the Commonwealth, but the Queen held the record for the most countries visited by an individual monarch, more than 120 countries on 6 continents. The Queen visited Canada more than any other country outside the United Kingdom, having undertaken 23 official Canadian royal tours between 1951 and 2010. Number 10. She is the longest reigning monarch in British and Commonwealth history. On the 9th of September 2015, Elizabeth II became the longest reigning monarch in British and Commonwealth history when she surpassed the record set by the nearly 64-year reign of the great-grandmother, Queen Victoria. I'll be honest, I don't know why we consider Victoria great. I am actually kind of hoping that they replace Victoria Day with Queen Elizabeth II Day. I don't get the Victoria piece. I don't believe Victoria is somebody we should be celebrating. I mean, there's many British rules we should not celebrate, but Victoria, one of them. I don't understand. I hope that Queen Elizabeth II Day replaces Queen Victoria Day. I think in the things that have transpired over the past 10 years or so and some of the changes we're trying to make in society, at least Queen Elizabeth is beloved by many across the world. Queen Victoria is hated. She is hated. But anyways, although separated by more than a century, Elizabeth and Victoria celebrated the milestones the same way, a quiet dinner at Balmoral Castle in Scotland with visiting grandchildren. And that concludes my 10 interesting facts regarding Queen Elizabeth II, the great queen that, of course, again, at the age of 96, sadly, to the many that will mourn the death and the passing of the great leader that we know as Queen Elizabeth II. But that said, I think I'm going to get the show on the go here in just a moment, so we are going to have a moment of silence. And as soon as the first matchup of the night begins, the betting lines will open, and I will turn the broadcast over to One Woozy TV, who has a fantastic list to, along with the first match of the night, get the tone of the evening set in a grand fashion. TBS says, why not Victoria? Because Victoria is a tyrant. She is a hated woman. And she was a sexual and disgusting fiend. That's why not Victoria. But anyways, for those that like Queen Victoria, I mean, I'm not going to try and change your mind. I know my history on queens, kings, monarchs, rules. Victoria happens to be one I am very well informed on, and I am not a fan, and nor are many. But anyways, yeah, not a fan of Queen Victoria, and not somebody we should celebrate in the same light we would celebrate, say, JFK or Queen Elizabeth, Martin Luther King, people like that. We don't want to celebrate her on the same type of level as that. She doesn't need her own day. Matter of fact, I ignore Victoria Day altogether. Period. But, that said, I appreciate everybody listening to the top 10. For those that are affected, because I know we have a large following in the UK and in Britain, and surrounding areas. So for those that are affected and have a connection to the monarchy and to the Queen, my condolences. My condolences to the royal family and everybody who feels a connection and or is a relation to or just has feelings towards the great leader. Condolences from myself, and I am sure I speak for everybody else in the Archiverse when we say condolences. Rest in peace to one of the greatest leaders that the world has known in Queen Elizabeth II. And with that, we will begin our moment of silence. We will get the show on the go. It is an absolute fire card. 9 matches, 7 championship matches. And believe me, for the lack of fire that did not start the show, believe me, this card, this 9-match, 7 championship card, will create its own electricity and fire as the night progresses. Thank you for being here so early. Thank you for listening to the top 10 list. Thank you for taking the time to to participate in a moment of silence. And that moment of silence is going to begin right now. Again, when the show does begin and Woozy begins with his first top 10 list of the evening, the top 10, or sorry, the moment of silence will then officially be over. But now begins the moment of silence. So if you will, during this moment of silence, bow your heads and send your thoughts, your well wishes, and your condolences. Send your heart to those that are affected, to those that are grieving, and those that love and are affected by the loss of the great Queen Elizabeth II. Thank you very much.
You know, competition has been at the root of all conflict and discord we've seen in WWE over the past few weeks. And tonight, it all comes to a head.
Tonight, the scores will be settled. Tonight, it's personal. Tonight, it's payback.
And it all starts right now.
Alright, here we go. My first list of the night is going to be power ranking the 10 greatest British WWE wrestlers of all time. Coming in at number 10, we've got Mason Ryan. And by the way, this list was also given to me by Mike Chiari, and this was it was posted 10 years ago. And the guy who did this said, "Yikes! Thought about this when I first decided to." This says, "Yikes! Sorry about this when I first decided to compile a list of WWE greatest British wrestlers. I didn't think I'd dig this deep, but it turns out the professional wrestling's top company really hasn't brought in many Brits over the years. Because of that, I compelled to include Welsh superstars Mason Ryan at number 10. Ryan made his WWE debut in early 2011 when he attacked John Cena and joined CM Punk-led Nexus. Ryan had just come off a successful tenure in FCW where he was the heavyweight champion. Unfortunately for Ryan, though, his debut was promised to be the highlight of his WWE career. He is still technically with the company, but only recall seeing him once over the past several months, and it was as a lumberjack in a match between Punk and Sheamus a couple weeks ago. The WWE tried to push him and even looked like he might be in contention for a U.S. title as a face last year, but that ultimately fizzled out. Ryan has a look and the size that you look for in a professional wrestler, but unfortunately he lacks charisma and is very robotic in the ring. Perhaps if he focuses less on muscle mass and more on his in-ring work, he can still become something, but I'm not overly optimistic. And then the guy goes on to saying, I promise that this list gets better from here. I don't see how, but okay. Number 9, we've got Paul Burchill. It says here, Paul Burchill had a fairly lengthy run in WWE from 2005 to 2010, but he will go down as a guy who could never quite live up to his potential. Burchill was a capable in-ring competitor.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
And what was our list for the evening again?
My list number 1 is top 10 greatest British wrestlers of all time.
British wrestlers, yes. And by the way, we are celebrating both British and UK wrestlers tonight. You're going to Dana Brooke herself, of course, from the United Kingdom. We're going to see United Kingdom and British superstars challenging superstars and champions from the Archerverse Wrestle Wars all night long. So, fitting that you chose that as a list.
It is. And number 10 was Mason Ryan. And number 9 is Paul Burchill.
Paul Burchill. Excellent wrestler. I really like Paul Burchill, actually. You at all familiar with Paul Burchill?
I am, yes.
Your opinion?
Really am. I mean, it was like he was kind of being a comedy wrestler at times too. He was trying to be funny in the ring. Honestly, so that's why. It's why I don't really think he cut it. You know, he was only in the company for 5 years. It says here Burchill's biggest issue was that he could never quite settle on a gimmick. For a while, he was simply a ruthless Brit who teamed with William Regal, but from there he became a pirate. The idea wasn't necessarily a bad one, since the Pirates of the Caribbean movie franchise was popular at the time, but he couldn't rise past the lower mid-card. That's true, he couldn't.
Yeah, no, it is true. Yeah, it's sort of. I mean, that gimmick only went so far, and then they didn't seem to do anything after that.
No. And number 8, we've got Layla. I wasn't a big fan of Layla.
No, I really can't say I was either, to be fair.
Her most thing what she ever did was she teamed up with McCool. And made the team of Lay Cool.
I mean, I did enjoy that.
I did too, but that was her main stint.
Pretty much.
So it says here she may be the only female wrestler on this list, but Layla has certainly earned her place on it. She may not have trained to be a professional wrestler from a young age, like everyone else I have mentioned and will mention, but she has accomplished a lot in the company. Layla won the Divas Search Contest in 2006, and she has continued to thrive and improve ever since. Number 7, Dave Taylor. No idea who that is.
What's the biggest risk in a Falls Count Anywhere match? I'd say a false sense of
While he was never a major star in any of the major promotions he competed for, Dave Taylor was an important part of every roster he was on. Taylor is probably best known for being Lord Steve Regal's tag team partner when they competed in WCW.
Yeah, see, that's actually the only way I know Dave Taylor. I know he's got history. I probably know more about him than you do, but that's literally the only piece I know of Dave Taylor was from being Lord Steven Regal's partner. Yeah,
Wow.
That was WCW.
Yeah. WWE in 06 and remained with the company for a couple years. Number 6, we've got the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre.
I am little Joey Nightmare tonight. Woo!
Nice. I'm Otis.
You're Otis? Nice.
Yeah.
You're part of the Alpha Academy. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. While Drew McIntyre is most commonly referred to as Scottish, I decided that he qualified as a British wrestler for the purposes of this list. Since Scotland is part of Great Britain, McIntyre is a guy who seemed to be on the fast track to success and perhaps even a world title win.
It is 1-0 for Britt Baker over Dana Brooke right now. She just scored a submission fall. Oh, but look at this. Dana Brooke looking for an immediate comeback. Didn't quite get it, though.
But he was derailed for whatever reason. Even so, McIntyre's story is far from over, and he still has an opportunity to achieve greatness in the WWE. Number 5, Wade Barrett.
Always loved Wade Barrett. I actually wish I would have got to see more from the career of Wade Barrett in the ring, to be fair. I really would have liked to seen him on a real good heel run as a champion. As the world champion.
I liked him as Bad News Barrett.
Bad News, but yeah, I liked that too. That was great.
Yeah. Bad news for ya.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I loved Bad News Barrett gimmick. Yep.
It says here Wade Barrett has only been in the WWE for a couple of years, but he's already unquestionably one of the most impactful British superstars in WWE history. Barrett is best known for winning the first season of NXT and serving as the leader of Revolutionary Nexus stable.
Well, that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The first match of the night goes to Team Wrestle Wars. It is now 1-0 for Wrestle Wars over the UK as Britt Baker, DMD, picks up another submission fall. It is a clean sweep, 2-0, to retain her YTD Academy Grand Prix Women's Wrestling Championship. Congratulations to Team Joe Link. And, of course, Britt Baker, DMD, on retaining her title. Great first match.
I'll track for a little while, but the fact that he was feuding with the likes of John Cena and Randy Orton immediately upon debuting speaks to how special of a talent he is.
Strong showing in this women's division victory.
We call a lot of matches, but this one's going to stick in my mind for
Number 4, Lord Alfred Hayes. Who in the hell is
Well,
that?
I know who Lord Alfred Hayes is, but I mean, he was mostly known for, being a commentator and an announcer at times. Did he wrestle?
He did.
Did he? I didn't know that, I'll be honest.
It says here, although Lord Alfred Hayes was probably best known for his work as a commentator in the WWE from 1982 through 95, he was also a very accomplished wrestler during his time. Hayes wrestled primarily for the NWA when he was in the United States, although he did compete very briefly for the WWE before retiring and taking a position as an announcer.
Very interesting. I literally did not know he wrestled. Now, mind you, it's not like I've ever looked into the history of Alfred. Lord Alfred Hayes to me was always an announcer and or a play-by-play or backstage interview. He was doing things like that. I don't think I've ever seen the man wrestle. So it's interesting to me.
It is.
So the next match of the night is actually Tyler Bate from the UK taking on Tyler Bronco, who's, of course, been tearing up the scene over at YTD Academy. And he is, of course, being given a big opportunity tonight here on the Archibald's Wrestle Wars. Perhaps if he does well, Wrestle Wars becomes his new homestead, if you will. Who knows? But who's going to pick up the W here? Is it going to be Team the UK or Team Wrestle Wars? Tyler Bate from the UK or Tyler Bronco from the Archivers Wrestle Wars, who is picking up the big W tonight? You're going to have 5 minutes to make your bets. And there we go. Betting lines are open. And it is showtime and go time for matchup number 2. Let's see if Team the UK can pick up a victory here and even the odds, or if the Archivers Wrestle Wars pulls ahead just a little bit further.
Number 3 is Dynamite Kid.
Dynamite Kid was awesome. He could fly. He was a technical wrestler. He was tough as nails. Of course, the partner in crime of the British Bulldog. They were the British Bulldogs together. I always enjoyed watching the British Bulldogs.
Dynamite Kid was treacherous life, to say the least, but he may be well known as the most talented in-ring performers in the history of professional wrestling. Casual wrestling fans probably remember Kid for his partnership with Davey Boy Smith in WWE during the 1980s. The British Bulldogs were one of the premier teams of the time and even captured the tag team titles, but he was highly successful as an individual as well. Dynamite Kid never really got a chance to launch a distinguished career in WWE, but some of his matches from Stampede Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling are the stuff of legend. Specifically, his match against Tiger Mask in 1983 is considered by some to be the best wrestling match ever, with such high praise. It's a shame kid didn't accomplish much and didn't accomplish more in the WWE. Number 2, we've got William Regal. Regal was the kind of guy who played fucking dirty in every match he was in.
He was so awesome, though. Everything about William Regal, he was so brilliant. Inside the ring, outside the ring, he's still one of the great minds of the business. I really hope he makes his way back to the WWE as well, to be fair. Hopefully.
No, he will.
I believe he will, yes. I really believe he will. And that's where he belongs anyways, so. But by the way, now that the match is officially beginning, good luck to Team Bucket Phenoms. Big opportunity, been tearing up the scene at YTD Academy. Now an opportunity to end up on the Wrestle Wars roster. Can Tyler Bronco defeat Tyler Bate here and earn a homestead and put the Archivers Wrestle Wars up 2-0, or does Team the UK even the odds here and pick up a victory? I don't know, what do you think, Woozy?
I'm going for Bronco.
Are you going for Bronco? I tell you, Bronco is impressive. He has been very impressive. Already won championships. And has just challenged, actually, for the European Championship over the YTD Academy. So,
yes, he did.
Look forward to that in the near future.
It says here, having been with
what the hell is this? Why would War... Well, Team Glenola is going to need to explain this one. Why does War seem to have a problem with Tyler Bronco? Glenola, do enlighten us, please. What in the world did we just witness? That's crazy, right, Woozy? I mean, are you as shocked as I am?
Yes, I know who that is.
When did the Archivers get Bane from Gotham? I mean, I'd be careful, TBS. You don't want War unleashed on, chairs or God knows what he might do to Io Sky. We don't know his mannerisms, his temperament, his bedside manners. Yes, Glenola, do enlighten us. What the hell is War doing at ringside? And why did he interfere or try to interfere in Tyler Bronco's business here? TBS says he can't hit chairs.
And number 1 on my list, we've got British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith.
Davey Boy Smith. Wow, big victory for Tyler Bronco. That's a big win here on the Archivers Wrestle Wars over Tyler Bate from the UK. So Team at Wrestle Wars is now up 2-0 over Team UK. And it looks like Tyler Bronco has a new home, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to Team Bucket Phenom and, of course, Tyler Bronco. Not just tearing up the scene at the YTD Academy, you now have a new home called the Archivers Wrestle Wars each and every Wednesday night. Except this week, of course.
Exactly. This week is on Thursday night instead of
Wednesday night. This week is it? It is definitely on a Thursday night. It is that, but Starrcade will, of course, be on its normal night. We are not going to be pushing that show off. And then, of course, Saturday night, episode number 380. Also, coincidentally, and incidentally for that matter, to be fair, there's that. It is also, how dare I, it is also episode number 2 of YTD Academy. Live on YouTube, Saturday night. And I happen to be off Saturday night, and I work very early Sunday morning, so we may even start early Saturday night, to be fair. Now, also to be fair, YouTube shows don't tend to take near as long as the shows do on Twitch for many different reasons, at least for now. A whole lot less villainy happening over in the Shark Tank. Currently, that will change over time, of course, as we get bigger on YouTube. But all right, on to the match number 3. So far, Wrestle Wars up 2-0 over the United Kingdom Superstars.
And that concludes my first list of the night.
First list is over and done with. All right, third match of the night. Finn Balor taking on the one Elijah Archer. Now, what do you guys think about that matchup? Who do you think picks up the big W? Is Wrestle Wars going to go up 3-0? Can Archer get the job done?
Yes.
Or does Prince Balor finally pick up the first W for Team UK? What do you think? I don't know.
I'm going with my teammate, my PIC, Elijah Archer.
We're just issuing the payout for the last match. Mr. Tuller Bronco happened to be the victor.
Tuller Bronco.
He's a new superstar.
Just
inked a contract. It's fresh. He's the distant cousin to Tyler Bronco.
Oh, is that how that is?
All right.
Bronco just made the list.
Tuller Bronco just made the list. All right, so who picks up the W? Is it going to be Finn Balor or Elijah Archer? 5 minutes to make your bets, as always. And here we go. It is go time.
Hey Archer, I have another Alex Hogler list for you.
You have a which?
Another Alex Hogler list for you.
Oh, excellent. That's our Taco Boy wannabe, isn't it?
It is.
Excellent. This should be fun. It's exciting.
So, the 5 best and 5 worst U.S. champions of the decade.
Of the decade. All right. This should be interesting.
Number 10 is best Kofi Kingston.
Well, I mean, whether or not it's... I mean, we know it's not Kofi's doing, but his U.S. title reign was abysmal. So that is correct. However, because we know it wasn't Kofi Kingston's doing that made it abysmal, it's kind of unfair to put him on the list.
It is.
You know what I mean? There's superstars that just couldn't take the reign and lead the carriage. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I do.
And then there were others that were just dished a poor hand. So you got to put them in different categories. But if we're talking just abysmal title reigns, gimmick aside, etc., that's definitely could be. I don't know if he'd be in the top 10 to put him in a 5 best or worst, but definitely a United States Championship run that wasn't great.
It wasn't. So it says here, Kingston's first run with the United States title took place in 2009. But even if you focus solely on his 2 title reigns in the 2010s, they were strong enough to make him one of the best champions of the decade. He defeated Sheamus in an epic tables match at the 2011 Extreme Rules pay-per-view to win the title. It would last 48 days until he dropped it to Dolph Ziggler at the Capital Punishment pay-per-view. Okay, number 9 is worst. Seth Rollins.
Sorry, Seth Rollins?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's one of those situations, right?
Oh yeah, I would agree with you on that.
It could have been better, could have been worse. Again, not necessarily the fault of the superstar holding the title.
It's the booking.
Booking. Exactly.
Seth Rollins squared off against John Cena at SummerSlam, and the winner would come away with both WWE World Heavyweight title and the United States title. SummerSlam host Jon Stewart attacked Cena, thus helping Rollins retain the world title while coming away with the United States title. Number 8, and this is considered best, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus.
Yeah, well, Sheamus did have a tremendous run.
I would agree, yes, he did.
Yeah.
So that one we can't fault him for.
No, Sheamus definitely would. Again, I don't know if I'd put Sheamus in a top 5 position for best United States champion, but it was definitely a far better run than, say, Rollins or Kofi Kingston. Either way you look at it. Yeah.
The Celtic Warrior has 2 U.S. title reigns to his name that may not seem like a very many at first glance, but they were both lengthy and highly successful title reigns. On March 14th, 2011, Sheamus defeated Daniel Bryan to win the belt during an episode of Raw, though he dropped it to Kofi Kingston 48 days later. However, Sheamus regained it 3 years later when he won a 20-man Battle Royal on May 5th, 2014 edition of Raw. Number 7 is considered the worst, Jack Swagger.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely put him in a top 10 for worst U.S. championship runs. I can't say much about this one. Swagger's run as U.S. champion was more abysmal than Kofi Kingston's.
Yes, I would agree. So it wasn't a bad idea for WWE to give Jack Swagger the U.S. title. The only reason he's on the list is the fact that he had one of the shortest reigns in the belt's history.
Yeah.
That is funny shit there.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It was more abysmal than Kofi Kingston's. I mean, both storyline wise and run wise. I mean.
And number 6 is best, The Miz. I would agree.
I mean, The Miz really hasn't had many what you would consider great championship runs with any title. He's held the Intercontinental title a long time, combined days, and more times than anybody else except for Chris Jericho. So I think really he's more synonymous with the IC title than anything else, because even his world title runs were abysmal. They weren't good. You know, they build the hype and got you excited for him to win the title, but then they just shit the bed after that each and every time. Right? So.
Yeah. It says here The Miz won.
Oh, look at this! I hear Bobby Roode's music playing here? Oh, there he is. Ooh, Finn Balor not having any of that. Look at that, sends Rude right over the top rope. Here comes Archer, though, to aid his partner. Rude just waiting to grab a hold of Finn Balor here. It kind of just turned into the Coalition versus Finn Balor, didn't it?
It really did. It says here the Miz won the U.S. title for the first time on Raw. You have the fifth edition of Raw, defeating Kofi Kingston via pinfall. He would then embark on one of the longest reigns in the title's history. Number 5 is considered worst. Jinder Mahal.
He had a better world title run than he did a U.S. title run, which is odd when you think about it, but... I'm not a Jinder Mahal hater, though. I actually think Jinder Mahal has potential to be even better than I think he already is. His heel run was fun. I thought it was fun. I thought it was well done, well executed. I thought he did a good job. You know.
It says here when Jinder Mahal returns injury, he'll certainly be deserving for another run with the U.S. title. Unfortunately, WWE simply won't waste everyone's time by giving him...
Wow! Count out victory! Finn Balor loses via count out. And the Archerverse Wrestle Wars now up 3-0 over Team UK. I did not expect it to go down like that, though. I mean, I was, rooting for Archer, figured he was going to pick up the victory, but did not expect it to go down exactly like that.
No.
Wow. All right, so Elijah Archer picks up the victory via countout over Finn Balor, 3-0 for the Archerverse Wrestle Wars.
Here is your winner, the one.
I'll get the payout issued here for that.
And number 4 is considered best, AJ Styles.
Sorry, he was under best?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because AJ had a good run with the U.S. title. I quite enjoyed his run with the U.S. title.
This is here Styles' first run with the United States title. Wasn't anything spectacular. He dropped it to Kevin Owens at the 2017 Battleground pay-per-view, thus ending his run of 16 days. For Styles' 2 most recent U.S. title reigns, a completely different story. After regaining the title on the July 25th episode of SmackDown Live, the Phenomenal One embarked on an impressive 74-day reign. This included a convincing victory over KO at SummerSlam.
All right, 4th match of the night. It is for the Archerverse Women's World Tag Team Championship. It is between the Union, Doudrop, and Kay Lee Ray from the UK, taking on Hardcore Country, Mickie James and Chyna. Titles on the line. What do you think is going to be the outcome? You're going to have 5 minutes to make your bets and let me know. See if you can win yourself some Archerverse bucks. Betting lines are open. Woozy, what do you think? Who walks out with the gold? Is it going to be Doudrop and Kaylee Ray, the Union, or Hardcore Country? Are they going to retain or be dethroned? Yeah, you're going for Hardcore Country here?
I am. I love Mickie James when she has that theme song.
Yeah.
So number 3 on my list is worst, and it's Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, oh my God, he finally won that United States Championship. Man, he was so over. The pop he got, it was amazing. And then to just turn around and drop the title like he never had it. It was just awful, wasn't it?
It really was.
It was awful. You know, now that he's been outside the company for a bit, and he's been the NWA champion and champion over at Impact, I think really it's time to bring him back into the company and let him do something at least on the mid-card level. You know, I'm not saying put the world title on him, but I'm saying let him have a mid-card title. He deserves the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship or to become a tag team champion. You know what I mean? He really does.
I really do.
He really does. So, anyways, I'm going to utilize my break time notice that was given to me by Glenn earlier. I'm just going to run and grab myself a beverage, but go ahead and continue with the list. I'll be right back.
All right. And welcome in. Glad you're here, Gunnar. Welcome to episode number 378. So it says here, Zack Ryder captured the U.S. title for the first time, for the first and only time of his career, when he defeated Dolph Ziggler at the 2011 TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view. It was a feel-good underdog story and all, but Ryder didn't really get much of a chance as the holder of the title. He only kept it for 28 days before the aforementioned Jack Swagger won the title on January 16th, 2012 episode of Raw. Number 2, the Bulgarian Brute, Rusev. And he's considered best. I would say many things about Rusev, but best is not one of them. At the end of the day, there hasn't been a better U.S. champion this decade than the Bulgarian Brute. Rusev is right up there with legends like John Cena, Lex Luger, and Ric Flair when it comes to the greatest U.S. champion, United States champion, when it comes to the greatest United States title holders in history. Though his most recent reign lasted only 32 days, the previous two saw him carry the title for 126 and 145 days among active WWE superstars. Only Cena and The Miz held the title more combined days than Rusev. Now I'll wait till Archer gets back so I can tell him what number 1 is, so he can lose his shit, which we know he's going to. Thank you, Julian, for giving us the information. We do appreciate that. And how's everyone doing tonight?
Using the rope to their advantage. Forcing their opponent. Solid contact from Mickey James.
So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Rusev belongs on the list as number 2? And then be called one of the greats with those names? I know Archer won't agree with that. When he gets back, I'll ask him about it. I'm going for hardcore country.
An attack there. That'll do some serious damage.
Alright, Gunner.
Reversal catches Mickey.
And Jolene, how's work going, my friend? You having a good night? Is it busy? Slow?
Able to get the advantage here.
Guess that's one way to incite your opponent.
Kick.
Man, a little extra luster behind that kick.
And Ray able to reverse that.
Oh, Mickey James is kicking ass and taking names.
Uncorks a thunderous chop. The champ now absorbing a little damage.
Always happy in the interactive universe.
Look at this ruthlessness in the bottom turnbuckle.
They always have an interactive universe, so it feels a bit too strange to not have her.
He turns it right around with a counter.
There's a tag.
According to Discord, Mickey James is not playing. Be right back.
Alright, DC. Well, Gunner, go ahead and redeem Kim a superstar and put on who you want and make sure that you have her. That's all you gotta do.
What elevation. That kick will stop you in your tracks. Stomping away. Paying it right.
Well, that's good, Jolene.
Oh, didn't go as planned there.
I'm glad this is not too busy for you.
The challenge being out. Shoulders down. Championship on the line. And they're still in this.
But who we can, you're not working. You're working for the Archerverse tonight. Who you trying to kid?
Hoisted over into the gory special. Could be looking for a submission here. Oh, this is
Can we get a hashtag blame Jolene, please?
Rigorous stretch. Man, she's got a lot of heart and a lot
Greatly
of
appreciate that.
She can hang on here.
heart and guts don't matter with a broken body.
And for some reason, she lets go of the hold.
Could have just been a tease of the potential agony that's yet to come. Oh, man, right to the arm. Hyperextend your elbow.
Trying to put one over on us. How dare you? You know what, Jolene? You know what? No. It's not hashtag blame me. No.
That holds back Kaylee's attack. Countered it just in time.
Oh, man, right to the arm. Hyperextend your elbow.
Holding the
It's
shoulders
hashtag
now.
blame
Oh, it is trapped now in just a
Joe.
face.
Wink.
And James
Alright, welcome back, DC. Welcome back. Yeah, Jolene, how dare you? How dare you? I should ban you for that. Lying to us, saying that we're going to not. How dare you?
putting the shoulder in jeopardy there. Mickey James is being taken apart.
Well, you're welcome, DC.
Ray is firing on all
DC, do you ever, can you put in the chat hashtag blame Jolene, please?
Able to get there in time.
I would greatly appreciate that. Nope.
Oh, quite an effective counter.
Usually, Joe, I would agree with you on that, but this time it's hashtag blame you.
Brad's thinking about what to do next here.
You know what? We can do that too. Blame the Wolfman, of course. Why not blame the Wolfman? He can come up to you.
She makes her way back in under the ropes. She's able to make it.
Yeah, when the Wolfman sees that, he's coming after you.
Sit out of the ring, not sure she wants to be here.
Hashtag DC is the best. That's facts. Because DC is the VIP of the army. So DC, how's life treating you?
I have returned.
Welcome back.
What's going on? What's going on with the match here? Almost a count out going on. They were going to have a stare down. China finally decided to get in the ring. I just sat down and I noticed right away they were just having a staring contest across the ropes. I was like, what is going on?
And I waited for you to tell you what number one was.
Number one. In his best or worst?
Worst.
Worst, okay. And for U.S. title, okay. So what is the worst in his 5 worst U.S. title reigns?
You are gonna add him to the list again. I can tell you that much. You add Hogler to the list.
He added who?
You can add Hogler to the list again.
Okay.
So number one on my list is considered the worst. Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret the Hitman Hart. Well, I mean, to be fair, he didn't have a great U.S. title run. I mean, it sucks to say, but I mean, he really didn't. Not in comparison to others that had great runs with the U.S. title, anyways. No fault of his own, really. I wouldn't say.
No, it was basically, again, booking.
Booking was terrible. Oh, referee just got caught with a big spinning back kick. Good Lord. I mean, to be fair, he does really get close and personal with the superstars, doesn't he, this referee?
He really does.
That said, counting has been good tonight. I mean, he's been on the ball tonight.
Yes, he has. And now that you're back, I'm going to utilize my break time.
All right, go ahead. Kaylee Ray with a pin attempt here. Here comes China, though. She's not having any of that. 1 count only for the Union. It'll be interesting to see the waves they make as a tag team in the women's tag team division. Kaylee Ray and Doudrop, the newest formation of a tag team on Wrestle Wars. Kaylee Ray going to town on China and Mickie James. Mickie James, though, with a reversal, nice snap mare and a big boot right to the face. Doudrop finally getting to her senses outside the ring. Back to the ring apron she goes. Nice reversal by Kaylee Ray. A Northern Lights suplex. Seems to be a bit of a back and forth struggle of power and control for Kaylee Ray and Mickie James, though. Doudrop really wants back in that ring. Ray whips Mickie James to the turnbuckle and feeds her the turnbuckle pad. Ooh, nice elbow retaliation and a big slap right across the face by Mickie James. And a vicious DDT. That might be it. Here comes Doudrop, though. Oh, that was close. That was about 2 3/4 right there. Doudrop just barely got there in time. But 2 count only. Mickie James going for a submission, but a rope break breaks that submission attempt. Oh, near fall for Kaylee Ray. The Union again coming close to dethroning Hardcore Country. Nice jawbreaker reversal by Mickie James. Big roundhouse right to the temple, covers Kaylee Ray up. That might do it. But no, Kaylee Ray kicks out at 2 count only. In comes China. Doudrop still down and out, just getting back to her feet. China's setting Kaylee Ray up for a ride here. Big vertical suplex.
She counters right back on China. Ooh, brutal body shot. Tag made.
In comes Doudrop, little double team action here by the Union. Ooh, double diving shoulder blocks by the Union, and Doudrop peeling China up off the canvas. The snapmare takedown and a flying crossbody off the ropes. China kicks out, 2 count only.
This is unreal. What do you say?
Ooh, a vicious headbutt from Doudrop. Drops China like a bad habit. Big forearm right to the face. Still in control. Nice snap suplex by Doudrop. Oh, look at this. Whoa! Huge power slam. But again, China kicks out at 2.
And you see a perplexed look now for how such impactful offense couldn't get a pinfall.
998. That is only one off of the 987. It looks like Joe Link is going to be the winner of the YTD Championship matchup for one of his members of his ever-growing stable, by the way. I know, that's incredible, isn't it? One away. The number was 987. You got 988. That's incredible. Kaylee Ray taking to the skies here. Missile drop kick right to the face, and measuring Mickie James up here. Kaylee Ray looking to end things. Whoa! Kaylee Ray going for that pinfall. Here comes China though. Mickie James grabbed that bottom rope. Referee saw it, rope break, breaks up the pinfall attempt. Going to see a little double team action again by the Union. And again with the double diving shoulder block. Doudrop going to work on that wrist and hand of Mickie James. Yo, Soul Embers! Welcome to episode number 378, my friend. Special edition of the Archerverse Wrestle Wars, as you can see. Tonight we have superstars from Britain and the UK taking on superstars of the Archerverse. Wrestle Wars, both superstars and champions. Right now we're in the middle of the Archerverse Women's World Tag Team Championship matchup. Been a great night of matches so far. Wow, nice Northern Lights suplex on Doudrop. But Doudrop evades the big diving clothesline of Mickie James. Look at this, locks in a submission. Ooh, drops her to the canvas though. Mickie James going upstairs. Doudrop runs right into a drop kick for Mickie James. Tries to send Doudrop to the outside. Oh, a stun gun sends her to the outside anyways. Doudrop had held onto that top rope. And look at that, she got right back in the ring like nothing happened. China looking to set Doudrop up here. Doudrop's in trouble. Pedigree from China. Oh, Doudrop kicks it like 2.5. China up on the second turnbuckle. And a big double accidental right between the eyes, and China literally trying to choke the life out of Doudrop here.
Looking for the single leg DDT on the foot.
Nice DDT by Mickie James. Whoa! Kicked her right in the side of the head. Doudrop gonna be looking for that tag now. In comes Kaylee Ray. Yo, Christian Cool. What's going on, man? Welcome into the show. Thanks for stopping by. China peeling Kaylee Ray back up off the canvas. And slams her right to the mat in front of her partner. Nice counter by Kaylee Ray. And a snap suplex to China. Kaylee Ray trying to dislodge that arm of China, dislocate it from his shoulder. There's a little bit of ruthless aggression from Kaylee Ray. A vicious elbow right to the inside of the thigh. And China, though, kicks her off. Back in comes Mickie James. Knee right to the midsection by Kaylee Ray. And Mickie James in trouble. Backpack facebuster. I think Doudrop probably could have moved just a little bit faster there, don't you think? China breaks up the pin with ease there. Doudrop trying to take care of China. Kaylee Ray looking to set Mickie James up here. And again, with the backpack facebuster, covers her up for the pin. Looking for a pinfall here. Oh, Mickie James just barely kicks out. But Kaylee Ray gonna go for it again.
I have returned.
Welcome back, Woozy.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, she locks in a submission this time. Oh, and there it is. She taps out. Wow. Holy hell. And China not happy about it. Referee steps in and separates her and Kaylee Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match and new Archerverse Women's World Tag Team Champions, and of course picking up the very first victory for Team the UK. The team of Doudrop and Kaylee Ray, the Union. Wow. What do you think about that, Woozy?
I am shocked. I was not expecting the Union to win.
Right? Wow. The new Archerverse Women's Tag Team Wrestling Champions. Doudrop and Kaylee Ray. Who would have ever thought? And again, picking up the first victory of the evening for Team the UK.
That is an impressive victory.
That is.
And
all right.
My third list of the night.
Third list of the night. All right, our next match. This match is for the Archerverse Women's Wrestling Championship. It is the Irish Lass Kicker. Becky Lynch taking on Nikita Lyons. Title is on the line. Who do you guys think is taking home with the gold? Is it going to be Becky Lynch or Nikita Lyons? Who do you guys think?
Nikita.
You think Nikita retains?
Yeah.
Of course, if Becky Lynch wins, another victory for Team the UK and another championship for Team the UK. Interesting. The first victory Team UK picks up, they win a championship. As the Archer's Women's Tag Team Wrestling Championships just went home with the Union.
It did. So yeah, my third and final list of the night is the 8 best and 8 worst wrestling factions of all time.
Interessant. I'm
Yes.
intrigued.
Number 16 is considered best. Evolution.
The number, sorry, which number do they come in at?
16.
16, okay. And they're listed as one of the best factions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. You know, depending on who else is on the list and why they might be ranked so low, perhaps. Because Evolution was a pretty solid faction. They accomplished quite a lot, even though they weren't around as long as say DX or some of the other factions. But
So far, this list is starting off pretty well.
so far, so good. All right, betting lines are open. It's go time. Let's go.
It says here, the purpose and structure of a faction is pivotal to how fans view it and how it can be presented. Evolution is a perfect simple formula for a group benefiting everyone involved. Triple H represented the present, Ric Flair represented the past, and Randy Orton represented the future. Batista joined the group as another future star a little later on. They all united with similar goals that made them a well-functioning stable.
Yeah, the man never stops running her mouth, but she's got
Number 15 is considered worst. The NWO 2000.
Yeah, Becky Lynch began her career as the last
NWO 2000.
Is considered worst.
Yeah. I don't really have a problem with that either.
The final,
By that time, the NWO was so diluted and nonsensical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't the same NWO that lit the wrestling world on fire.
No,
By far not, right? So.
It says here the final incarnation of the New World Order in WCW ended up being the worst of the legendary group. WCW was on its deathbed, nothing looking up, so they decided to go back to the NWO. Well, one more time, Bret Hart was facing Goldberg for the WCW Championship, with that culminated in Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Jeff Jarrett, attacking Goldberg. The heels aligned with new leader Hart to form in the NWO 2000. Number 14 is considered best. Nexus.
Nexus.
Yes, considered best.
Well, I mean, they were, at the time, definitely a groundbreaking faction. I mean, they were making real waves, right?
They really were.
Yeah.
It says here, Nexus is not remembered well due to the fact it ended up in disappointing fashion, but they were an absolute force at their peak. The first season of the NXT competition showed Wade Barrett with a spot on the WWE roster, and when Alton Cash joined him on his first night on Raw. Get one of the most memorable moments in WWE history. The young group delivered a brutal beatdown to John Cena, CM Punk, and all of the ringside employees. Number 13. This is considered worst. The Core.
The Core, yeah. I mean, that was such a failed attempt at trying to create a new dominant faction if I'd ever seen one. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it didn't have to be, really. But the way that again, booking was awful. You know, the writing and the booking for the Core was awful.
It says here the low point of Nexus was when the group officially split up, with some of the members moving from Raw to SmackDown. Wade Barrett, Heath Slater, and Justin Gabriel formed their now faction known as the Core. One could possibly be worse than that awful name. Addition of a talentless Ezekiel Jackson. That's what Barrett, Slater, and Gabriel just ended their time in the Stokely signature faction and were now goofs. Number 12 is considered best. Nation of Domination.
Yeah, Nation of Domination was awesome. I mean, I think they should have had a longer run as a faction. Right, I understand that The Rock was going on to bigger, better things, but that The Rock could have just became the leader, which he kind of did anyways. They could have. There's so much more they could have done with the Nation of Domination, and I just think that they missed out on some opportunities there. You know.
Oh yeah, I do.
And like, they could have utilized that as a great time, by the way, to put a championship on Ron Simmons, aka Farouk.
Yes.
Right? He never won the world title in WWE. Sadly.
His main thing was down.
And now the gears are turning for Becky. Gonna be tough to slow Becky down now.
It says here Ron Simmons signed with WWE following a great success in WCW as the first ever African American WCW World Champion. Simmons changing companies was an important deal, but WWE introduced with a horrible character. The company changed courses quickly to save his career.
They're of course talking about the Farouk Assad, where he was some sort of like African warrior. You remember?
I do not.
Oh, you don't remember? You never? Okay. So yeah, it was ghastly. And you know, he looked like an idiot.
Number 11 is considered worst. It's Truth Commission.
Well, yeah.
One tough idea WWE tried to pull off in the
Uzi, be careful. Snorhawk64 just swooped on in with a swear jar. And I got a break time notice from Soul Embers. Appreciate that, Soul. You get a crash, your head is killing you. Well, you enjoy your evening with Miss Embers and the little spawns of Ember. Appreciate you stopping by and take the time, even though you've got a headache and probably tired from working. I appreciate you. Thank you, Soul Embers. We will talk soon, my friend.
And how dare you, Snorhawk?
How dare you, Snorhawk? Snorhawk dares.
And then thank God for letting me know.
Had to let you know.
You did.
Because sometimes during your lists, much like what happens to me sometimes when I'm discussing certain topics of conversations, we tend to let our tongues get a... Wow! Becky Lynch up 1-0 here. in this best 2 out of 3 falls no holds barred matchup. Nikita Lyons' title reign in jeopardy. And look at this, another quick pin attempt here by Becky Lynch. Whoa! And that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. Team the UK just picked up their second straight victory and second straight championship. The man, Becky Lynch, now the Archiver's World Women's Wrestling Champion. Wow. I'll be honest, I was with you on the betting on that one, Woozy. I would have went with the champion since she's already had a successful title reign. She won it in amazing fashion, had a great title retention. I just thought Becky Lynch might be just another notch under her belt, but Becky Lynch proving why they call her the man. Wow. All right, so I'll issue the payout for that. Give me a second. That match wasn't nearly as long as I thought it was going to be either. No. Apparently, a lot of people thought Becky Lynch was going to win, though. Well, to those that bet for Becky Lynch, there is your payout. All right, on to the next match of the evening. And the next match of the evening is for the Archiverse All-Star Wrestling Championship. This is a Fatal 5 one-fall matchup. So don't blink an eye, because these 5 villains could end anybody's evening in the blink of an eye and be crowned the inaugural Archiverse All-Star Wrestling Champion. Again, this is a championship that is only fought over by champions and legends. Now, tonight we happen to have former champions and United Kingdom legends taking on Archiverse Wrestling former champions. And, of course, you know, future legends as well, not to mention. So again, Team of the UK versus the Archiverse Wrestle Wars. We are going to crown an inaugural Archiverse All-Star Wrestling Champion in this Fatal 5-way single fall matchup. The first pin, submit, or knockout takes home the gold. And Woozy, you'll get a better look at this beautiful championship belt, by the way.
Yes, I will. And number 10 on my list is they are considered the best, and that would be the Shield.
Sorry, and that's under the best?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the Shield... See, I have a hard time... I mean, the Shield wasn't exactly around for that long as a faction.
2 years.
Right? 2 years in comparison to some of the great factions that existed. I just don't know about listing them as one of the greatest factions, but... But they were a good faction. They were a great faction. Whether or not they were one of the best, I don't think. I think they just weren't. They didn't do enough for me personally, to consider them one of the best factions. But a good faction, yes, a great faction, and could have been a better faction. But it is what it is, right?
That is correct. So yeah, so it says here the most recent faction to dominate the wrestling world was the Shield. WWE found out how successful it could be to allow talented young wrestlers to run with the ball if you protect them in the booking. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose were all in the WWE developmental system for years, from the days of FCW into the early stages of NXT. Each clearly possessed great potential and harnessed it with the main roster called up as the Shield.
Alright, betting lines are open. Who do you think's walking out with the gold here? Is it going to be Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Pete Dunne, the phenomenal Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Link, or from Team Christian Cool, the Iceman Christian Hart?
And Archer, with this one, you would agree with me on this, or with them, I should say. Number 9 is under worst, the Spirit Squad.
The Spirit Squad. Yeah, well, you know. It's hard to dispute that one. Good Lord, yeah. No. I'm not going to argue that one at all. Not even a little bit, actually.
For whoever doesn't know who they are male cheerleaders from early 2000s.
Yes. Definitely not one of my favorite factions in wrestling history.
In other words, Vince McMahon's lapdogs.
Joe Link, your man there, Joe Lincoln looks pretty good with that YTD Academy Submission Championship belt.
Oh, by the way, Archer, I was lied to tonight.
You were lied to tonight. Nice. Who lied to you?
Joe Link.
Uh-oh. What did Joe Link say?
He said he was working.
Joe Link, come on, man. You don't work. You don't work. He works for himself and the Archerverse. He just happens to collect a paycheck from an employer. A very understanding employer, apparently. Joe Link says he certainly does. Yeah, he does. I mean, and that was a great matchup, by the way, with Kurt Hennig.
And number 8 is considered best. And all I can say to that is, fuck yeah, I would agree with that. D-Generation X.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question D-Generation X was a great faction and accomplished a lot as a faction as well, right? They've probably are they the longest reigning faction? Can we fact check that? If not, they would definitely be one of the longest reigning. I mean, technically they're still in existence. They're not exactly active wrestlers anymore. So I think we can probably just consider D-Generation X not a thing anymore. Right? That is definitely in the past now.
Number 7 is considered worst. X Factor.
Yeah.
X Factor saw his best faction moments come in DX, but his worst WWE stints came with another group. WWE decided to pair X-Pac, Albert, and newly signed Just Incredible.
You know what? I actually see. I actually know a lot of people that didn't like him, but I actually liked Just Incredible. I thought he was a great wrestler, but he kind of just quietly disappeared, didn't he?
He really did.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I was surprised when Lincoln beat Mr. Perfect. Yeah, that was a great matchup, and he was the first person to beat Mr. Perfect. I mean, in that fashion specifically, in quite some time. Mr. Perfect was a pretty dominant champion. He really liked that submission championship.
And I just remembered I failed the swear jar.
You failed the swear jar?
I said fuck, and my time was still up. My time was still going.
That is ghastly.
So I'll finish my list after this match.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going on silent now. And so when I get back, I have a few choice words for you, fucking asshole. I'll be back.
Take that, Snorhawk. Woozy will have words for you when he returns. And here comes Drew McIntyre. The Scottish Warrior. Well, let's see if the United Kingdom can pick up yet another victory. They so far have 2 on the evening. The Archerverse Wrestle Wars has 3. Drew McIntyre looking focused and ready to roll. The Archerverse All-Star Championship. A championship for legends and champions. Many battles will be had over it, and it is go time. Let's go. Fatal 5. Don't forget, this is a single fall matchup. So the first pinfall, submission, or knockout ends the evening, and somebody goes home with that new beautiful gold belt. Woozy says, sexy title. I agree, Woozy, it is, and Joe Linkett does too. Whoa! Big power bomb to Christian Hart from Sheamus. Drew McIntyre locking horns with Pete Dunne. No surprise there. Kind of thought that was going to happen a little quicker than it did. But apparently Joe Lincoln wanted a piece of Pete Dunne as well. He is patiently waiting for Pete Dunne to get dropped to that canvas, and look, he is going to pick up the pieces. Christian Hart in trouble still. Alabama Slammer from Sheamus. Drew McIntyre tossing the Phenom over the top rope. And Joe Link said that was 2 victories that are 2 title wins. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Right? The first 2 victories the Team UK picks up, both of them were title victories. Joe Link was a reversal mid-air. Was about to be taken for a bit of a ride by Drew McIntyre. Joe Lincoln had other plans. Look at this, Christian Hart trying to lock in a submission, but Sheamus powering out. And Sheamus immediately goes for Pete Dunne. Nice retaliation by Christian Hart. Oh, nice diving forearm to the face and still stalking Sheamus. Christian Hart with a shoulder block takedown. Sheamus going for it. No, out the back door goes Sheamus. The Irish Curse. Christian Hart feeling the wrath of Sheamus right now, and Pete Dunne about to do the same. From a vertical suplex to a power slam. And an STO to Christian Hart. Sheamus on a roll here. Pete Dunne caught showboating. Ooh, uppercut right to the back of the head. He's going to pay the price for that showboating. Ooh, bro kick right to the face of Pete Dunne. Sheamus with a pinfall attempt here. 1 count only, though. Sheamus goes for some ground and pound, but Pete Dunne gator rolls him. Delivers some elbows to the face of his own. And look at this. A leg lock applied here by Pete Dunne, but he releases the hold. Drew McIntyre literally waited for Joe Lincoln to get in that ring. Just watched Christian Hart walk by, didn't even touch Christian Hart, but went right for Joe Lincoln. I sense a formal rivalry here between Lincoln and McIntyre. Oh, big power bomb to Pete Dunne. And Sheamus dropping an elbow to the chest. Christian Hart sneaks out of the rack and is back on the attack. Military press. But Drew McIntyre slides out, but gets caught by Sheamus immediately and tossed to the turnbuckle. Look at Hart stalking both of them in behind. Pete Dunne still down and out. In comes Joe Lincoln. Here comes Drew McIntyre. I'm telling you, that's going to be a future rivalry, though. Drew McIntyre seems to have a serious issue with the phenom Joe Lincoln. Oh, Drew McIntyre going for a ride. No, sir. Retaliates with some big right hands to the forehead. Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre, covers Lincoln up. Oh, 2.5. 2.5. Team Joe Link says, I like that rivalry. I gotta be honest, a Drew McIntyre Joe Lincoln rivalry doesn't bother me either. Maybe Drew McIntyre wants to take the YTD Academy Submission Championship from him. Who knows? The Lincoln Ride. Drew McIntyre in trouble. Joe Lincoln, had the pin attempt, but a rope break. A falling headbutt right to the face of Drew McIntyre. Joe Lincoln continues to punish McIntyre. And he's going upstairs here. Wow, big a flying body splash. But he's not done. Big knife edge chop to the Scottish Warrior, but McIntyre firing back. Nice scoop slam. Sheamus and Christian Hart going at it outside the ring. Still Pete Dunne in the ring. Looks like he wants to try and get involved. Look, he's helping out Joe Lincoln. Double DDT to Drew McIntyre, who also has beef. Pete Dunne and Joe Lincoln now have a problem with Drew McIntyre. I guess Joe Lincoln doesn't want Pete Dunne's help. Lincoln peeling McIntyre off the mat, but Pete Dunne with some knife edge shot. Oh, nice hip toss. And another falling headbutt right to the face of Pete Dunne this time. McIntyre from behind, German suplex. Big power slam by Sheamus on Christian Hart. I tell you, Christian Hart's had a real problem gaining any momentum in this matchup so far tonight. Shocking to see, really. But that is the tail of the tape for the Iceman thus far. Sheamus with another power slam to Pete Dunne. Joe Lincoln stalking Drew McIntyre. Looks like he's going to try and set him up for that Lincoln Ride, but Drew McIntyre, the big back body drop. Lincoln takes the wheels out from underneath the bus. And look at this, Dominator suplex by Joe Lincoln. Look at this double pin. Who's going to get the count here? Sheamus kicks out. Oh, the referee's hand just about hit the mat. Christian Hart interrupted that count just in time. Wow. Big jumping knee right to the kidney area of Sheamus by Pete Dunne. Look at this. Christian Hart sends Drew McIntyre for a ride over the top rope. Joe Lincoln is down and out. And Sheamus with an Alabama slammer to Pete Dunne. Christian Hart with the military press and just drops McIntyre on his face. Irish curse and a bro kick. Sheamus all alone with Pete Dunne in the ring, going for a pinfall here. Wow. And that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match and another victory for Team UK. And that about evens the odds at 3 victories apiece. All of them, by the way, championship victories, because Sheamus, now the inaugural Archerverse All-Star Wrestling Champion. And again, this is a championship that will only be battled over by legends and champions. Tonight we had UK legends, future Archerverse legends, and of course champions.
Snorhawk, you can go fist yourself, my friend.
Telling Snorhawk64 to fist himself. How lovely. All right, what a welcome. I didn't even get a chance to welcome you back. Just write to Snorhawk, you can fist yourself. All right? No spite there at all. You know, it was in the name of love.
It was.
So Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, the new Archerverse All-Star Champion. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see how the reign of Sheamus goes. But the next match of the night is for the Archerverse World Tag Team Championship. And it is an elimination tag team matchup. It is the British Bulldogs taking on the dominant primetime players, the great Champ Jackson and JR Jack from Team Almighty Exotic. This is going to be a fire matchup. Don't take your eyes off the screen because it could end in a moment's notice. These are two powerhouses going at one another, but they are also technical prowesses. It is going to be a fantastic matchup for the Archerverse World Tag Team Championship. Can Team of the United Kingdom pull ahead here? Will the British Bulldogs dethrone the champions, claim the titles, and put Team UK ahead 4-3, or do the champions continue to dominate and put the Archerverse Wrestle Wars ahead 4-3 themselves? We're going to find out in just a moment. But who walks out with the gold?
Number 6 on my list is considered best, and I would agree with it with them as well. The Heart Foundation.
The Heart Foundation.
I would agree with them calling them the best.
Well, they are definitely one of the best factions, tag teams, champions. I mean, they were awesome, right? So, all right. So, who walks out with the gold? Is it going to be the British Bulldogs or the Prime Time Players? You have 5 minutes to make your bets. And there we go. Betting lines are open. Bet away, you gambling fiends. But it is go time. Let's get this championship match underway. And, of course, this list is fascinating. We want to recommence the list as well. Woozy, very good list so far. Interesting.
Yes, so far, no complaints.
No complaints, really, no.
Number 5 is considered worst. The Millionaires Club.
I mean, it was ghastly.
It really was. It says here WCW had an interesting idea in 2000 to try and create interest in the declining product. Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff were forced to work together.
Did you say Bischoff?
I did.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
My name for him.
I mean, so I assume with that witty remark, you, of course, are a Bischoff lover. You were a great fan of Eric Bischoff.
What give you that idea?
I mean, to me, he's one of the greater minds in the business. Whether or not I liked his character or not, that's another thing.
To be fair, that is true. We're forced.
There's that.
There is that. We're forced to work together after both had horrible moments, causing them to lose individual power. The backstage duo were a pair on screen, leading the new blood of young talent, tired of being held down by the bigger names that led to the formation of the older legends having their own stable known as the Millionaires Club. Number 4 is considered best, and again, I would agree with it. The Four Horsemen.
Yeah, I assume this is not a rank list because honestly, the Four Horsemen probably the best faction of all time. The best.
No, it is not a rank list. Number 3, we've got worst sports entertainment.
Oh, they didn't even say any. They didn't even say anything about the Horsemen. They just said we're going to throw them on the list, and we're not going to tell you why. How dare they? The Horsemen of all, they had something to say about every other, you know. And we get to the Horsemen and nothing. Ghastly.
I did find something there towards the very bottom that I totally missed. It says here the one stable most associated with greatness in professional wrestling has to be the Four Horsemen. Ric Flair was arguably the top performer in the industry and served as the ideal leader to a heel group. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ole Anderson provided outstanding depth of credible talent to join.
France with 2 L's in the house, by the way, Woozy.
Hello, France. How you doing tonight? Talent to join him in dominating the shows on a weekly basis. The villains were viewed as legitimate stars that provided a threat to every face on the roster. They couldn't let me see at the beginning, but they had to wait to the end to tell me this for me to see that. Ghastly.
Indeed.
So number 3 is worst sports entertainment extreme.
Use everything at your disposal to get the win. Otherwise, what's the point?
TNA has a negative reputation in the wrestling world due to the terrible ideas come from the company through the years. From the early days, they have delivered absolutely terrible concepts. One happened to be a faction named Sports Entertainment Extreme. Vince Russo's brainchild saw the acronym of sex, makeup, the heels wanting to oppose the tradition of the NWA, considering TNA worked with them at the time. Wow.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a fan of a lot of things that TNA did over time. I mean, including I wasn't a fan of them. From day one, I was not a fan of them bringing in Bischoff and Hogan, and I just was not. And I foresaw exactly what happened. I think a lot of people probably did. And then a lot of people, much the same as we did with AEW, were hoping that we were going to get something that was not necessarily a competitor to WWE, just an alternative show to watch. If you were, if you wanted to change the channel, you had another quality product to watch. But very quickly, what was started out as a promising company with a pretty good product and some great homegrown talent suddenly decided to bow down to former WWE stars, had 50 billion people on the screen at the same time.
So kind of like
oh, hey, yeah, I mean, you said it.
I did. So number 2, this is considered best New World Order.
I mean, the original iteration, right? The original NWO was one of the best factions of all time. What played out and transpired thereafter that turned the NWO into an episode of AEW was not so grand, right?
No,
I mean, the NWO had what, a half a roster. They didn't have 3. They didn't have 4, 5, 6. They had half a roster. It was silly. You know, way too many people on the screen at the same time. No direction. No good solid booking. No good writing. It was just epic stink by that point. Epic stink. Grand proportion.
It was.
What can I say?
The formation of the New World Order completely changed the wrestling industry forever. WWE had strong competition from WCW for the first time, with the NWO helping them take a lead in the Monday Night Wars ratings battle. Hulk Hogan turned heel to shock the wrestling world by lying with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. The purpose was simple: take over the WCW and rule the wrestling business. Many fans believed it was a WWE vs WCW war, considering the 3 names were huge WWE stars.
Yeah. Woozy, I'm just going to step away briefly. I just have to use the facilities.
Alright.
The list is short, and I don't care if somebody gets ahead of me. I will drop kick them right into the concession stands. BRB.
1 is most immortal. So yeah, number 1 is considered worst. It's immortal. We've already touched on it a little, but the most terrible thing to happen to factions is promotions trying to recapture the magic of New World Order. It is understandable to want. Hang on 1 second, folks.
Looking for a pinning combination here.
New World Order, it's understandable to want to replicate facts of the most successful group, but outwardly ripping it off leads to failure. The biggest example of this happened in TNA when Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff joined the company. So that concludes my 3rd list of the night.
He's in, under the ropes.
And back to this amazing matchup.
Looking for the suplex.
What do you guys think of it so far?
Another one bites the dust to the champ.
Makes the cover.
Pinfall attempt. 1, 2. Ooh, pinfall breakup. Nice. Ooh.
Davey Boy can't stop any offense coming his way.
Yeah, Davey Boy is having trouble fighting back.
You have to imagine we're hitting the late stages
Okay.
of this matchup.
Come on. What you gonna do?
They might just take that extra
Throws
that extra inch further.
Davey Boy Smith out of the ring.
Looking to put an end to this. Snap power driver.
Oh, nice power driver. 1, 2. Ooh, kick out. Kick out by 1/2 of the prime time players. Picks him up.
Bad predicament right here.
And now a series of stomps and kicks.
Wow, that's about a 10-foot drop. That is fucking brutal if you ask me. Deadlift into a power slam. Nice. Pinfall attempt. 1, 2. Ooh, kick out attempt. Kick out again by 1/2 of the prime time players.
Must be crumbling from the energy these fans are putting out right now. These superstars are giving it their all, and this audience is giving it right back.
Reversal.
And another counter.
Dodge reversal. Chop.
Big time atomic drop.
Ooh, it's an atomic drop. I'm sorry, but no one's gonna put the knee up my ass. Not gonna happen. No, thank you. Big bad zero. Ooh, Superman punch. Nice. Throws one to the ref. That's ghastly.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Astley?
Yeah, I think the British Bulldog threw one half of the members into the referee.
Oh, nice. Attempting to cheat.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, the great champ Jackson just busted the Bulldog open. A little karma there.
It was immortal. And they were considered worst.
So what did I miss on the list? Thank you, DC. Appreciate the welcome back.
Just number one.
Which was number one?
Immortal.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
And they were considered worst.
They were considered, yeah. Well,
makes sense.
It does. They really were.
So I actually had a home run tonight. All three lists were pretty good.
Yeah, all three of us were pretty good tonight. Now, didn't Glenola send you one as well?
Yeah, this is the same one that I had.
It was the same one you had? Okay. Because wasn't your list British wrestlers? His was UK wrestlers, wasn't it?
Same one as I had.
Okay.
Well.
I wonder if there is a list of British wrestlers. Wow. Bulldog in trouble here. Power's out at 2, though. 2 count only.
Yeah, my first list was 10 greatest British wrestlers of all time.
Okay, then maybe we can find the best UK wrestlers of all time. And see what, because there might be some of the same on there, but there'd be different ones as well, because there's ones that are literally from Britain, and then there's ones that are from surrounding in the UK, right?
I will look it up right now.
At least I would assume. I think. British Bulldog wasn't sure what to do with the great champ Jackson there. Jared Jack was standing by just in case, though, but Jackson overtakes it. Oh, he tossed Bulldog right over the top rope. Down to the unforgiving floor he goes. Jackson covers him up for the pin. The referee was a little late with that one. The British Bulldog has been eliminated. It is down to the Dynamite Kid, the great champ Jackson, and JR Jack, the primetime players, versus one only. Look at this. Wow. The tombstone pile driver by Dynamite Kid, who was infamous for using that move. Many don't know that. And look at that, he just about knocked off the great champ Jackson. JR Jack saved the day there. Jackson chopping away at those legs of the Dynamite Kid. Nice block. And the big heavy right hand was coming in. Oh! Man, Dynamite Kid a little closer might have slammed himself off those steel stairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have a fourth list of the night.
A fourth list. Let's go. Mama Tables. What's going on, Mama Tables? Welcome into episode number 378. Appreciate you being here.
And this is Archer's favorite list. This is a ranked
list. Ooh, ranked. Yes, one to tear apart, perhaps. We're getting closer and closer, Woozy, to number 400. 378 tonight.
And this is another British wrestlers.
British wrestlers? Okay.
I can't find just UK wrestlers, just British.
Okay. Well, I mean, fair enough.
So number 10, we have Jack Gallagher.
Yep, the gentleman.
Yes,
Jack Gallagher. He actually was a really good wrestler. He was actually released, what, last year? Or the year before?
I think so.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I actually liked him.
So it says here, easily one of the most underrated wrestlers on the main roster today.
Absolutely.
Manchester-born gentleman Jack Gallagher has had top-class matches with Neville and Akira Tozawa on 205 Live. In fact, Triple H and Cole, upon noticing his popularity, have had him perform for the NXT UK brand every now and then. Number 9, you've got Noam Dar.
Noam Dar, yeah. Sadly, they didn't do a lot with him.
No. Here's yet another 205 Live talent. The Israel-born Scottish wrestler already has 11 years experience under his belt despite being only 25 years old. Signing for WWE at the tender age of 22. Oh, okay, what? 25 years old, and at the tender age of 22, he's gone on to achieve mainstream success in addition to gaining the adoration of educated fans and critics.
Man, oh man, Dynamite Kid is cleaning house right now. This is crazy.
Number 8 is Killian Dane.
Killian Dane. I wasn't a big fan of Killian Dane.
No, I wasn't either.
You know, personally, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't get Killian Dane, I guess. I don't know. He wasn't a terrible wrestler or anything. I just didn't get him. I couldn't invest in him type of thing. You know what I mean?
No, I couldn't either. I seen him and I almost fell asleep.
Yeah, like he was just a boring character. Just, I don't know. There was nothing that was exciting about him. Nothing that made me say, hey, I'd like to see him as a heel, or I'd like to see him on a good babyface run, or nothing like that. It was just like, I don't know. Not a fan.
No. Killian Dane, before moving to WWE, ran rampant in the British indie scene as Big Damo, the Belfast-born brawler.
Yo, Child Cone! Welcome on in. Appreciate you stopping by. Wow, Dynamite Kid eliminated the great Champ Jackson. Can you believe it? It is down at 1-1. Dynamite Kid is even the odds here. JR Jack looking to go right to work, though, immediately. Can you imagine if the Dynamite Kid somehow pulls this off? One of the greatest comebacks in the Archiverse history that would become.
I would agree.
He would win the titles for his team and put Team UK up 4-3, but the great Champ Jackson right now being avenged by his partner in crime, JR Jack, looking to put Dynamite Kid away right now. Oh, Dynamite Kid kicked out again. Wow. Whoa. Man, JR Jack is just dismantling him, though. I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to hang on. Good Lord. JR Jack is going beast mode here, Woozy.
He really is. Stomping
a mud hole, walking it dry, slapping on a submission hold here as a variation of the clover leaf. And that is it. That is all. The Dynamite Kid is tapped out, so the winners of the match, and still the dominant, undisputed, reigning, defending Archiverse World Tag Team Champions from Team Almighty Exotic, the great Champ Jackson and JR Jack. They are the prime time players. And that, by the way, puts the Archiverse up 4-3 over Team UK. Big win for the primetime players. Congratulations to Team Almighty Exotic.
Number seven on my list is Nikki Cross,
Nikki Cross.
who is now known as Nikki ASH.
Or in the Archerverse,
Nikki Nash.
Nikki Nash. Nikki NASH, because she is not almost a superhero. She is now a superhero. She's even been champion.
Here's yet another, and the only female member of Sanity. Many consider that Sanity leaving Scotland-born Nikki Cross behind in NXT before moving to the main roster was the biggest reason behind their failure. That is so true.
It is. All right, next match of the night. The co-main event of the evening is for the Archerverse World Television Championship. William Regal taking on the Sinister One, the most feared man on the roster. Even Alan Severn does not mess around with Carino Farmer. From Team Cornhusk Show, the reigning, defending, undisputed Archerverse World Unified Television Champion, Carino Sinister Farmer. So, can Team the UK tie things up again and make it 4-4? Can William Regal dethrone the champion and pick up the Archerverse World Unified Television Championship? Well, you're going to have 5 minutes to make your bets. Who do you think is going to win? Who's walking out with the gold? Regal or Farmer? Betting lines are open.
And speaking of Wolfman, guess what Jolene did earlier? He made a new hashtag.
He made a new hashtag? I missed it. What did it say?
Hashtag blame the Wolfman.
Blame the Wolfman. Hey, I can get on board with that. Blame the Wolfman. There we go. Hashtag. Away she rolls.
And Wolfman, just so you know, I had nothing to do with this. This is what all...
DC, I already said hi to Child Cone. I thank Child Cone for being here. How dare you miss that? Who do you think's taking this match before he continues? Is it going to be Regal or is it going to be Le Champion, Carino Farmer?
I'm being ballsy here. I'm going with Farmer.
You're going with Farmer? Are you backing that? Are you putting your Archerverse bucks where your mouth is?
Actually, I am, actually.
Excellent. DC says, damn, I must be deaf. Yeah, no, I already welcomed Child Cone in. We wouldn't ignore the spawn of DC.
No.
The great Viking children.
Okay,
The Denmark damsels darlings, we would not ignore them.
No, number 6 on my list is Zach Gibson.
Mama Tables, you got to put exclamation point superstar. You put a little I. I'll tell you, William Regal has never seen the likes of Carino Farmer in a ring before.
He really hasn't.
It's going to be an interesting test. But also for Farmer, because William Regal, very old school, very unorthodox at times. He's a wizard technician. He's tough as nails. It'll be interesting to see how Carino Farmer adapts to the style of William Regal.
It says here a few wrestlers get actual heel heat these days. Baron Corbin, Brock Lesnar, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair all only get a new form of heel heat, with the fans favoring the work of their more familiar peers.
Without the space Mama Tables, just exclamation point superstar all together. There you go. Trish Stratus. There you go. Mama Tables is Trish Stratus, the Canadian bombshell. There you go.
And Drew McIntyre heels, in theory, are cheered on by the fans oft times. Number 5, we've got Mark Andrews.
Sorry, who is it?
Mark Andrews.
Oh, okay, yep.
Mark Andrews hasn't had much kayfabe success as he deserves. Although the Welshman has won the Progress World Championship, he has had little success in WWE, only putting over Drew Gulak, Buddy Murphy, and British Strong Style.
Yeah.
And number 4, we've got Doudrop.
Doudrop.
A.K.A. Piper Nevins.
Yeah, well, we just watched Doudrop and Kaylee Ray become the Archer's Women's World Tag Team Champions earlier tonight.
We did?
We did.
It says here, Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm have made the NXT UK Women's Division their own. One wrestler who has managed to win over the fans despite now holding the NXT UK Women's Championship is Piper Niven. The Scot, a former World of Sports Women's Champion, announced herself when she reached the quarterfinals of the Mae Young Classic in 2017.
Introducing the challenger.
Number 3, Kaylee Ray. It's just funny. It's like
781 comes close to the 765. So, Child Cone, you might have just won the Channel Redemption Reward if nobody else beats that by the end of the evening. And of course, Joe Link is obviously going to win the other one because he was literally one number away. It was 987, he got 988. Sorry about that, Woozy just had to acknowledge that.
That's alright. So number 3 was Kaylee Ray. It says Kaylee Ray hasn't done anything of note in WWE as of yet, given that she only signed earlier this year. Outside WWE, though, she's wrestled for most major promotions, including Impact Wrestling and ICW. In fact, she's the reigning ICW Women's Champion in her 3rd reign. Number 2, we've got Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear his name on the list.
Neither am I. It says here, WWE tossed Drew McIntyre out after putting him in a stable with criminal jobbers Jinder Mahal, and he stated most wrestlers would have disappeared off the face of the earth after being treated like that, but the Scotsman reinvented himself on the independent circuit. He toured the world, performing in Germany, England, Ireland, Scotland, America, and Mexico. Number 1, I can't see the name of it, but it's got Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain. Like, I think it's the British Brutes, I do believe. There's ad blocking if I can't see the name.
Oh, you can't scroll it?
No, the ad is covering the name completely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You gotta love ads.
Oh,
Especially the ones you can't, like, at least disable.
So Trent Seven and from NXT UK champions Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne obviously deserve individual entries. However, in such a scenario, they dominate the list to ensure others find their places. We put the trio atop the list. Although WWE hasn't pulled the trigger on the trio yet, Triple H and Co. must know their money they don't have cartoonish characters that aren't as big as are archetypical WWE wrestlers, but despite they have managed to be over with the casual fan base, that WWE plans on introducing Stable Wars. We know who would come out on top. And that concludes my fourth and final list of the night.
Fourth and final list of the night. Another fairly decent list, though.
Yes, and it comes tomorrow. I've already got two lists stashed away.
Nice. Yes, tomorrow night, WCW Starrcade recommences the road to Judgment Day. We got a couple of big events coming up, right? We have the Turret Man Tribute Show that will be next Sunday night. Then the Sunday right after that is going to be Judgment Day. The next big stream preview of 2022. And, of course, tomorrow night, WCW Starrcade will go live at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a great evening. WCW looking to upstage the Archerverse, which is going to be hard after tonight because Wrestle Wars versus Team UK has been absolute fire tonight so far. What do you think of this last man standing match so far between Regal and Carino Farmer?
I love it.
And Regal doing well, showing no fear at all of Carino Farmer.
Making that shoulder a priority.
Regal is tough as nails, though.
Yes, he is.
I mean, I think Farmer's having a real tough time with the unorthodox movements and I mean, he's just such an old school wrestler. Farmer's used to the high flying, you know what I mean? He's used to a lot different style than William Regal brings to the table.
Yeah, Regal is more about to kick your ass.
I mean, that said, when Farmer does get the upper hand, he's pulling out all the stops. But I think Regal so far has had the better match, really. Well, he was just about to get an 8 count, and Farmer decided he needed to punch Regal in the face again. Busted him open, too. I mean, that is savage. For all we know, he might have won the match right there. Farmer is just hungry. He's got that thirst for blood. Lust for gold, too, but the thirst for blood outweighs the lust for gold for Carino Farmer.
For Farmer, it's understandable.
Yeah. He's an absolute savage, a beast.
This is why my client would never get in the ring with him.
Right?
Everybody else can risk their lives on with him. But my client is going to stay far, far away.
The beast from Team Cornhusk Show, Carino Sinister Farmer. But I'll tell you, he's having a rough go with William Regal. William Regal is pulling out all the stops here to try and dethrone the beast known as Carino Sinister Farmer. He and Farmer really have a problem with the 10 count here.
And I wonder why.
It's insane. I mean, both gentlemen could have won the match and then chose not to, so to speak. No, he's gonna do it again. See, that's what I'm saying. He was at an 8 count, probably gonna get a 9 or a 10 out of that.
Maybe he thinks, maybe Regal thinks Rev can now count to 10 to avoid the embarrassment. He just keeps breaking it up.
Both of them, they're just having far too much fun beating the shit out of each other is the problem. Let's see if Farmer can actually leave Regal on the mat for a full 10 count here. Or, of course, Regal might get up prior to that, but or does Farmer interrupt the count again and start beating on Regal some more? He was going to beat on Regal some more. Counter though. Big boot to the face by Regal.
Wow. It's like they don't want they don't want the match to end.
They just want to keep beating the hell out of each other. Look at this, Regal going in again on a 6 count. Didn't even give it a 7 that time. He just went right in on the further dismantling, or attempting anyways, of Carino Farmer. I gotta tell you, he's doing a good job here tonight. The crowd entertaining the villain. Listen to them one more time. How about we get a 10 count, folks? Then he can do it after the match. We made it to a 6. We made it to 6. We're at 7 here. Regal's allowing... Oh, no, he's not. But kicked right in the forehead by Carino Farmer. Right between the eyes he caught him. Now the question is, will Farmer allow the count to go through?
I doubt it.
Nope. Here we go. This is crazy.
It's not common sense. So let the ref try and count to 10.
The sound of this crowd is deafening, and he's asking for more. I don't know if this is a show.
Oh, we made it to a 7 count. Then William Regal decided we don't need to see 8.
We don't, I guess.
Oh, look at that. Float over DDT. Ooh. Vicious. Regal might be done for here.
Well, Farmer let the ref count, though.
William Regal takes the legs right out from underneath Farmer. Wow. Big elbow to the chest. Now it is Farmer on his back. I didn't see that coming. I did not see him reaching for Farmer's feet. Wow. Well, Farmer was going to allow the count. Regal decided it was not time to stay down. Oh, soccer kick right to the kidney. Oh, big diving knee drop right to the face. Now that was savage. He's not done though. It's not good enough for Regal. Farmer fighting back though. William Regal playing with his food a little too long here. Wow, caught. Whoa. Exploded with a knee to the face there. Regal right back in control. Farmer on his back again.
This isn't the smartest thing to do. Antagonizing your opponent instead of attacking him.
I don't think Michael Cole understands what's going on here.
Does he ever?
True, fair. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, William Regal has done it. Not only has he just evened the odds, it is now 4-4. Team UK with 4 victories. The Archiverse Wrestle Wars with 4 victories. And another championship victory for Team UK, as William Regal is the new Archiverse World Unified Television Champion. Wow. That was an awesome match.
Yes, it was. Back and forth.
Back and forth. And Team UK with a 3rd championship victory tonight, by the way. All right, William Regal was your winner. I've issued the payout for that match. Now on to the main event of the evening. And this is an iron to gold match. 10 minutes of pure wrestling action for the Archivers World Wrestling Championship. It is Walter, a.k.a. Gunther, taking on the reigning defending champion, Johnny Braddock from Team the Turret Man, one half of Demolition. It is going to be a slobber knocker. But who do you guys think is walking it with the gold? And at this point, the bragging rights. Who's going to go up 5-4? Is it going to be Team UK or is it going to be the Archivers Wrestle Wars? You decide. I'm going to open the betting lines right now. If I could spell. I just about I just about put who walks out with the golf. Yeah, Tiger Woods is in the house tonight. Going to be taking on Rory McIlroy for the United States Championship. They can't play in the United States Open anymore. They've been booted out of that tournament. Too many victories under their belts. So they're going to be fighting for the United States Championship, ladies and gentlemen.
That's ghastly.
That is ghastly. I almost want to wash my mouth out with soap. Alright, so who walks out with the... How dare I? Who walks out with the gold? Is it going to be Walter or Johnny Braddock? It's the main event of the evening. And then, of course, we'll see each other tomorrow night. 10 p.p. 10 PPP PPP E personal protection equipment. I don't know, maybe because I gotta go pee-pee again.
Try again.
Wow. Now that was ghastly. That was ghastly. Yeah. Well, that was fun. In any case, next match of the night, the betting lines are open. Who do you think is walking out with the gold? The Archivers World Wrestling Championship on the line, Walter or Johnny Braddock? It is, good God, it is showtime and go time for the main event of the evening. But tomorrow night, Starrcade, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The WCW roster are going to look to upstage the Archivers. It's going to be a tough... There's going to be some big shoes to fill after tonight because Team UK versus Team Wrestle Wars was absolute fire tonight. So good luck to Vinny K and WCW roster, but they are going to recommence the road to Judgment Day, the next big stream preview of 2022 here at the Archiverse. And, of course, after the show, we are going to invade... I believe we are going to invade Christian Cool, actually. So stick around. Don't walk away. Make sure you stick around. Go show Christian Cool some love. This is the main event of the evening, and we're going to end the show the same way we began the show, with a moment of silence for the fallen great ruler, Queen Elizabeth II. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all of you. It is time for the main event. Let's get it underway. Woozy, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. The betting lines are already open. So with that said, without further ado, the main event of the evening, let's go.
Let's go.
Iron to gold. 10 minutes of pure fire wrestling action. Let's go. Walter making his way to the ring first.
The ring general has arrived. The longest reigning NXT UK champion.
Indeed, he was the longest reigning UK champion. And he is going to be a great champion in the future.
Now, do you think he'll be the Honky Tonk Man as the IC champion?
I would love to see that happen. Love to see that happen. He's the man to do it. He is the man to do it. I think Gunther Walter should definitely have a historic IC title run before he becomes world champion. That'd be fantastic. Also put some stank and prestige behind that IC title belt again.
Like the Miz did.
Senor Bing Bong 22. Welcome into the show. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to episode number 378 here at the Archiverse. The tribute show, of course, of the fallen great ruler known as Queen Elizabeth II, and a tribute to the history of wrestling in Britain and the UK. We've had Team UK versus Wrestle Wars all night long, taking on superstars and champions alike. And Team UK and the Archiverse Wrestle Wars now locked at 4 wins apiece. And all of the wins for the Team UK are all championship victories too, by the way. In any case, does anybody want to help Senor Bing Bong out so he knows how things work around here?
I will do just that.
And here comes the reigning, defending, undisputed Archiverse World Wrestling Champion, one half of Demolition from Team the Turret Man, the Terror, Johnny Braddock. And this is, of course, his very first run with the Archiverse World Champion. He has won championships in the past, primarily, though, been running in the tag team division. Demolition, the longest reigning tag team champions in Archiverse history. And even though they're the OGs of the Archiverse 1.0, we're now at the Archiverse 3.0. The one championship that always eluded Johnny Braddock was the Archiverse World Wrestling Championship. And thank you for dropping the links there, Joe Link, for YouTube and, of course, Discord. And if for some silly reason somebody here isn't already on our Discord, and I do say our Discord, it is our Discord, come enjoy the community, have some fun, post away, enjoy yourself. But also you can go over and subscribe to the Archiverse on YouTube. Make sure you check out the action for the YTD Academy. Like, subscribe, comment, converse, do your thing. You guys know what to do, you're all awesome. That's why the Archiverse is the late night place to be and the most must-see show on Twitch TV and YouTube TV. You guys are the reason that happens. All right, here we go. Johnny Braddock. He's got a lot on his shoulders right now, Woozy.
He does.
I mean, if he loses his championship, and the Wrestle Wars loses to Team UK 4-3 and loses another championship, which would also make all 5 victories for Team the UK championship victories, by the way.
Now, for 2 hours, you know better than to say a word that will get you banned.
Uh-oh, France with 2 L's being a potty mouth.
I don't know what they said because it was deleted.
And feel free to profess your love for the banned 3 letters.
Wait, which one? AEW or WWE?
Oh, he said WWE.
France.
Joe Link removing the timeout.
France, when are you gonna learn?
So we're about 9 minutes away from not just the end of the show and an invasion, but we're also 9 minutes away from Mama Tables and Joe Link being the victors of the lotto tonight. Mama Tables will, of course, win the Channel Redemption Reward, and Joe Link, the YTD Academy Championship award.
This is going to be nasty. There's the power into the...
Joe Link says he was trying to get the new guy to say those 3 letters.
How
How
you, Frank?
dare you? That is ghastly. Trying to get the new member of the Fam Jam
Prince, I'm sorry, I got
timed out.
How dare you try to get someone banned? That's my job.
Take that, France.
That's ghastly, Frank. You know
It
better.
is. Ooh, Walter attacking those kidneys. Braddock right back to his feet, though. Ooh, knee to the face. Braddock. Not wasting any time here, going full beast mode on Walter. And to be fair, he probably should. Walter very capable of dethroning Johnny Braddock here tonight. Johnny Braddock does not want to be the next championship victory under the belt of Team the UK. Oh, ripcord knee strike right to the face of Walter. And look at these beautiful strikes, leg strikes, elbow strikes, a barrage of strikes on Walter. Wow. Good Lord.
Damn.
Johnny Braddock is going beast mode on Walter. Wants to pick up that first pinfall, trying to relieve a little pressure. Take a little weight off his shoulders if he can pick up that first pinfall victory. If Walter, however, picks up the first pinfall victory, the rest of the match might get a little stressful for the Terror. Wow, big drop kick from the top rope by Walter. And look at this, stomping a mud hole in the chest of Johnny Braddock. Is the leader of Imperium.
What a match so far.
Big elbows to the side of the temple by Johnny Braddock. Oh! And a side kick right across the face. Another ripcord knee strike covers Walter up. Walter kicks out at 2, though. Redeemed YouTube Weekly match inclusion. The Outlaws versus the Union. Nice. Johnny Braddock kicks out, the champion. Not ready to give up his title. Still in it to win it. And Walter goes right back to where he is. Exchanging chops and strikes is Walter and Johnny Braddock. Oh, nice. Springboard forearm right to the face of Walter by Johnny Braddock. The champion back in control here. And look at the elbows to the face. Looking to bust open Walter. Johnny Braddock showing off that Muay Thai background. A lot of people don't realize that he was a Muay Thai champion. Oh!
That was like 2 3/4.
Damn, spears him right off his feet. And there's the first pinfall of the matchup. It is 1-0 for the champion. Ooh, Walter's sending Braddock for a ride here. Oh, right on the ring apron and then whips him into the ring.
all I can say to that is ouch.
No kidding. And there is 2 falls in a row for Johnny Braddock, the champion, up 2-0. 3 minutes 40 seconds left of the match. And Braddock going right back to work, not wasting any time. Busts open Walter. Whoa, Walter with a hellacious clothesline though. Damn. Takes the champion right off his feet. And now the champion's going for a ride. Walter with a powerbomb. And another. He's going for a third. The trifecta is complete. And now Walter covering Braddock up. Wow, champion kicks out at 2. 2 count only.
France, what are we going to do with you?
What did I gotta see what he said.
RKO.
Oh, yeah. Those letters do not exist, France. It is AKO. How dare you? Johnny Braddock racking Walter here. Oh, knee right to the face and busted him open again. Walter bleeding all over the place. And that is a 3rd pinfall for Johnny Braddock, the champion, up 3-0 over Walter. I'll tell you, so far Johnny Braddock definitely showing everybody why he is the reigning defending champion. Without a shadow of a doubt. Another knee to the face of Walter. 1.5 left of the match. And right now, Johnny Braddock, the reigning defending champion, up 3-0 over Walter. Walter not going down without a fight, though. Another triple powerbomb. Going for that pinfall. Not going down without a fight. He is still swinging for the fences, but Braddock, the resiliency, the heart, I mean, he has just been awesome tonight, hasn't he, Ben Woozy?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's doing fantastic.
Oh! Another power bomb by Walter. I mean, we are 40 seconds away from the terror Johnny Braddock being victorious in his very first title defense, in his very first time ever holding that prestigious championship. And again, we'll see each other tomorrow night, WCW Starrcade, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're back on the road to Judgment Day, the next big stream preview of 2022 here at the Archiverse. And we're going to end this broadcast the same way we began, with a moment of silence for Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II, out of respect and to pay homage to a great world leader. And look at that, Walter picks up 1, but it is not enough. The winner of the match, ladies and gentlemen, and still the Archiverse World Wrestling Champion. 1/2 a demolition from Team the Turret Man, the Terror, Johnny Braddock. And he also puts the Archiverse Wrestle Wars up 4 matches to 3 over Team the UK. But that is it. That is all for episode number 378. Appreciate all of you for being here tonight. You guys are awesome. And we'll see each other tomorrow night. But again, we are going to end the night the same way we began, with a moment of silence. And we are going to invade the Coolverse. But thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. See you tomorrow night. Peace out. Love you all.
Take care, everyone.
You don't have to go home, but it is time for you to be silent. Know your role, and get the fuck out.